What up, everybody?
Hello, hello. Welcome to the DoubleFeed podcast, episode 3.
Isn't that insane?
We are your bumbling buffoons of the day. For
As
those of you who
usual.
don't know, my name is O'Leary, the handsome gentleman over there with the scruff. That is the
That's
man
me.
Jones. This is actually his brainchild. You were the one that originally broached the subject that we do the podcast, 4 or 5 years ago, back when we were airmen in the dorms, just bouncing ideas off each other.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it took long enough, but we finally got it going, and here we are, episode 3. So, we got a pretty good one today.
Yeah.
I think so, at least.
How have you been? What's been going on in your life?
Oh boy. Okay, so these last 2 days have been weird and rewarding and challenging all at the same time because I am now finally, after 3 years of considering it, 2 years of very seriously considering it, and 1 year of waiting for the opportunity to do it, I am finally starting my job shadow training program with the Combat Arms Training and Maintenance section of Security Forces, or what we call
Nice.
CADM. Yeah, these are the boys that train, equip, and maintain everybody in the Air Force who needs to be qualified to operate any of the weapon systems we operate with. It's the handgun, the rifle, the automatic belt-fed weapons, the snipers, the shotguns, the big 50 cal, right? These are the guys who run the armories. They clean. Well, they don't really clean, but
No.
they maintain and they train the cops. They train base population on
In
how to safely operate the weapon systems. They run the ranges
in
and all that kind of
special
stuff.
cases, they even go with like the
Mhm.
PJs and the combat controllers, which are the special operations for the Air Force, and
Yes,
run their stuff.
particularly experienced CADM instructors can be attached to specialized downrange units to work in their armories, work on their weapon systems.
And that's where you get all the Gucci ones.
And
That's where you get
oh
those
god, that'd be
super Gucci
cool.
weapons. I had a
Yeah,
master
yeah, yeah.
sergeant when I was in Turkey, and he had worked with PJs, and then they were attached with some army special opera. I don't remember if it was Green Berets or Rangers. He said he got to shoot all
Either
kinds of cool
way,
ass weapons though.
the one thing that's on my bucket list still is as far as weapons to be shot. I've been qualled. At one point, there were only two weapon systems that the Air Force operates that I was not qualled on.
Mm-hmm.
They were the Mark 19 automatic grenade launcher
Me neither.
that we call Thumper,
Mm-hmm.
and the Madus, the M2 50 cal machine gun. Those are two of the most iconic weapons in history,
Mm-hmm.
in military history at least, and those are the only two that the Air Force utilizes that I wasn't qualled on at one point. I've been qualled on 2 different handgun systems: the old M9, the M18, the M4, the new M4A1, the M249 SAW, the 240 Bravo, the M870, the shotgun. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
what else. The M24 sniper rifle system,
The
which is
16
incredibly
for
outdated.
basic.
Oh
Because
yeah, M16.
we still shot
That
16s back then.
I don't really count that. Okay, and then the M107, which is commonly known as the Barrett 50 cal. Any of you guys who play COD know exactly what the Barrett 50 cal is. And okay, let me tell you, COD 4, the R700. Remember that sniper rifle?
It's been a long time.
It
Also,
was
what's
it was
up,
the
Echo?
bolt
Welcome.
action. Hey Echo, what's good, my guy? The R700 is what the M24 is based off of. It's the
Okay.
same gun. It's exactly the same thing. So for my COD guys who love to run around with the R700, that shit don't happen. First of all,
No.
that thing is heavy, surprisingly heavy. And the
Mhm.
Barrett, that shit alone, unloaded, weighs 50 pounds. You do not run and gun with that thing. No,
No.
no. Like, I don't care if you're Rambo, I don't care if you're Terminator, I don't care who you are. That shit don't happen.
Honestly, carrying that 240 round sucks, and that thing's not 50 pounds. you know,
Yeah.
maybe with ammo and
And
everything, it's probably up there. But
yeah, 50 pounds unloaded for the Barrett.
yeah,
So I hate to crush y'all's hopes and dreams about thinking that you're going to run and gun with this thing. Also, a little fun fact about the Barrett. It is technically illegal or against Geneva Convention rules to target personnel with that thing.
Yeah.
It is an anti-material rifle. It is meant for vehicles, communication equipment, um, basically material,
Yep.
essentially.
Both land and maritime vehicles.
Yes,
The
that thing will sink a boat,
the Coast Guard
a
has,
small inflatable boat.
before I joined the Air Force, my goal was to go to the Coast Guard, and they have the
Oh yeah, that's
MSRT,
right. Hmm.
but they have guys that they put them in a fucking harness with a sniper rifle with a 50 cal, and they fly in a helicopter around these boats and shoot the engines out of them. Like they shoot the engines out of, like, the pirates over on the African coast and all of that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
and Southeast Asian coast. But dudes out there flying a helicopter, one sitting in it. Well, we only had the U-860s, so
yeah.
flying in those is a lot different.
The
But
Hueys are different. The Blackhawks are way more fun.
yeah,
Those are awesome. Anyway, I digress. What's good with you, Jones? What's new? Excuse
not
me.
a whole lot. Just finishing up this class I'm in right now.
I was gonna
The
say you're
interviewing and
getting
interrogation.
toward the end of this interviewing
Yeah.
interrogation. That's right. You were working on that last week, but now you're actually finishing up.
Yep. And then I think I've been kind of getting bored being at home all day. So I'm gonna reapply to the sheriff's department,
Okay.
and start that process again, because I need something to do during the day. I'm gonna be honest. And having been prior, at least military law enforcement wise, I know the schedules aren't terrible. It's a 3 and 4 or a 4 and 3, whatever. Um, so I still have time for myself, still can do my class and everything, make a shitload of money. And I did some research. I have about 11 months till I can finish my, well, a year till I finish my degree fully.
Heck yeah.
And it takes about a year after you finish your degree ish to get into most of these agencies. So I was like, well, I might as well
Okay.
go uh
Earn a living for a year.
earn a living for a year, save up some money, you know what I'm saying? Maybe do something with my life for a year before I get one of these federal agencies. But
Have you
um
ever considered maybe doing like a private security gig? Like, do you have a casino in the area? Because
yeah, so remember
I was about to say Sakino Security.
Sakino Caserity? That's what they call them, actually. Well, Sakino Caserities.
Casino security. I actually looked into that. We have a casino here just south of town
I got
that
certified
has
in that.
job openings.
When
That's
I
right.
when I
Yeah, that's
first
right. You
got
did that
here.
for a while. Yeah, you
Well,
could get back into that.
I didn't get to do it. I I quit the day, so I got hired in the day I was supposed to go do my orientation and everything. The base offered me a job paying like $5 more an hour.
Ah, that's
So
what
I
it
was like,
was. That's what
well,
you said.
deuces, I'm
Deuces.
going up to the base and making $5 more an hour. So that's what I ended up doing.
I remember getting a call about your reference. You put me down as a reference, and I
Yep.
got a call when I was in Tampa for the anti-terrorism level 2 course. I remember sitting in my hotel room. I was about to leave and go get some food after class that day.
Hmm.
And I get a call from this person, and I gave you a glowing recommendation, right? I said you were the most motivated, dedicated person I ever met, and only about half of that was me talking out my ass. Uh,
Only the motivated and dedicated person.
you're the most of something,
You're the most of
but
something you've met.
yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was at the anti-terrorism level 2 course in Tampa right before I deployed. So this was a year ago in the spring. Really?
Yeah, it was. I think I applied February March timeframe. So
Yeah,
probably around then. Yeah.
I was right about then. Yeah,
Um,
Tampa was beautiful then.
that's a cool ass course to get to go to.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, I learned a lot, but it was for some reason I had to go to it as a or at least I was told I was going to it as a pre-deployment requirement. But when I got there, the course was geared more towards setting up people to take over anti-terrorism programs at their own individual installations.
You should. I know you applied. We can get more into specifics off podcast too, but you should apply for the AT job on your base.
Well, it's not currently open. You know, we already
Oh,
have an AT rep, and he's he's been there for a while. It's one of the hats that he wears.
uh,
Um,
they
it's
don't
like
have a
his second.
designated, or he is the
It's
designated plus something
he
else.
is the yeah. That's not his primary job.
Hmm.
He's a retired civilian. He does a couple other things as his primary, and then he also wears the AT hat.
It's
So
a
there's no
civilian.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, there's no reason for anybody else to do it. Plus,
that's a huge
I
resume
suppose that's
builder.
oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure well, being the head of any program really is good for, us enlisted guys.
That's true.
Um, but that's one of the reasons why I want to go to CADM because they have the opportunity to do a lot of really cool stuff with requisitions.
Hmm.
Um, but not even just that, but um, being on the forefront of all the weapons technology that's coming out.
Hopefully, you get to
We've got
sense to some of those. You ever seen those conferences they
yes.
post every once in a while? Like the
Our guys were just at a Wichita mini version of Shot Show
nice.
just last week. Literally a couple days before I did my first job shadow with them. So I was able to um, work with them a little bit on some PowerPoint presentations that they were creating based on a lot of the cool gear and equipment they saw at that little mini shot show that we're going to present to the base.
Hmm.
Um, because now with the new fiscal year rolling around as of 1 October, this is when we get in our requests for gear and
Hell
other
yeah, it is.
budgetary issues. We're trying to get new battle belts. We're trying to get different vest systems, like just a straight up different vest,
Good.
different plate carriers, the whole nine
Honestly,
yards.
I never
The
minded
ones we
those ones
have
we had
now
in
aren't.
Minot. I
Yeah,
didn't.
they're not bad. The ones we have are the same ones we had in Minot.
Okay, are they still
Which
they're still the Velcro though?
yes,
Did you ever have the ones where you can pull up the string
the
or pull
quick
down the string?
detach.
I love those so
Yeah,
much.
so that's funny you should mention that. That's one of the things that they're talking about. A new vest system that came out that fits the same plates that we currently have, both hard
Mm,
and soft, which is going to be a huge plus.
heck yeah.
They have the quick detach tabs
Those are
right here under
so
your nipples,
great.
so you
Yeah.
can just flip a clip, your side falls away, lift the vest up and over your
They had
head.
the ones up here
It's so
too,
nice.
or is it just on the
They
bottom?
both.
Okay, yeah, we had those in Turkey. We had the ABU ones. They were the older version.
Ugh.
Um, yeah, they don't
But
send
yeah,
money
it's
out
they
there,
got the you
but
got the pull tab at the. Did you have the clips on the shoulders? Or did you have the single pull tab at the chest?
clips on the shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on both sides though, so you could do front and back up here on the straps on the
Hmm.
shoulders, and then there was on the waist there was also pull tabs. And they were
Nice.
like cylindrical pieces about this that just fit into a hole, and it
Yeah,
had a piece of
exactly.
cord come out of it. Yeah,
It's a quick detach
yep.
system. Yep.
Yeah, I like the ones up
Yeah,
here though,
so
because you
I'll
could just
be
bloop, and it falls right off if you can't
yeah,
get
those
set.
are the combat oriented ones where
Yeah,
like if your gear is caught on something and you really need to no shit get out of there, like my Humvee is sinking and I'm stuck,
yep.
pull a tab, vest falls off, and I can get out of there. Now,
Or
unfortunately, that
someone's
means I
injured.
lose all my yeah, that's a good one if you got like a sucking chest wound or something like
Hmm.
that. If you need to get that vest out of the way, pull a cord, whole thing falls
Yeah,
off.
I
The
really
one
really enjoyed
drawback to
those.
that the one drawback to that though is one, it's a pain in the ass to put back together. I figured
Yeah.
that one out the hard way, especially when you got the cable in there as well as the traditional belt buckle clip. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. The we had the belt buckles and
Those are a pain in the ass. We didn't
I
have those in Minot, but I've seen other
I've had
units,
the
especially when I was deployed, had
belt
those.
buckles somewhere. You're
But
talking about
then
the yeah.
but also if you drop that and it's got all your gear, it's got all your ammo, it's got your radio, whatever.
Hmm.
If you need to drop that and GTF out, shit. Now
See
I've got just the ammo in my weapon,
the
and
ones
that's
that
about
we
it.
had were super easy to back together. So it didn't like
Really?
yeah, the ones on the up here, it was the same style as the cylindrical pieces with the cord coming out. It was the
Mhm.
same exact thing, but um on the chat on the shoulder straps. So the
Okay.
same exact thing. So you could just grab your shoulder straps like this and it would pull out. And then all you do is you take that cylindrical piece, put it back in the hole, and twist
Ah,
it.
okay. That's
Yeah, and it
different than
locked
what I'm
in.
envisioning.
Yeah, they'll no, I'm telling you, it was the best vest design I've had so far. Now they gave me I got there and I was like, hey, can I get an XL? And they're like, you don't need an XL. I was like, okay. So I I was here, right? And it was this big on me. So you could see it was my My tits hanging out basically. Yeah, it went like not even nipple to nipple. It went
Oh
like
man.
inner chest to inner chest. The plate was like maybe this big, and I was like, "What's that gonna stop?"
Yeah,
It's gonna stop
seriously.
at. It was nice, honestly though, because it was a smaller vest, so everything set up a lot higher, so my back
Right.
didn't
Yeah,
hurt quite
that
as
that
much.
is handy. Well, yeah, and if your vest sits up high enough, then you actually have room to push it on your waist if
Yes.
you have a battle belt. So I wear a medium sized vest.
Mm-hmm.
And that fits me, I think, about as well as it's designed to fit me. Sure, do I want it to sit up a little higher? Yes. But if I were to try and request a small vest and plate carrier, I would be losing Molly real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a very specific way I design the way my vest is laid out that if I went with a smaller overall vest and vest carrier or vest and plate carrier system, I would lose just enough real estate that I would have to shift some
Yep.
things around.
Use the battle belt. Do
Um,
you see? So you, I keep my, or I've always kept my weapon. With the old safaris, you can take everything off, just use a strap and toss it in your belt,
yeah.
and keep it up high in your hip. Do you do that, or do you have it on a belt, or do you use the full safari down the leg? Because I fucking hate it down the leg. I can't stand it.
Really?
I cannot
I
stand it.
use I use the drop leg. However, I have set up my drop leg to ride as high as humanly possible.
Mm,
So it's really only about 2 to 3 inches lower than if it were to be sitting on my hip like a traditional outside the waistband
okay.
holster. It's
Yeah.
only a few inches lower, but I really like the security with the leg strap when it comes to running.
See, where that's where I didn't like it with the running because that shit would always. Now I've got really big thighs too, so
Mhm.
it was different for me. But I like where it just sits right in your hip, and it doesn't move. Like if I strap that bitch in correctly, it doesn't move while I'm running. It doesn't do anything. When I had it on my leg strap, like I would climb a stair and it's going like this, and instead of only being on my hip. And then when I pull up, to grab my weapon, I like it there better. I don't keep anything on the right side of my vest, though, so I don't get snagged. I
Right.
keep everything on left side of my vest because my trigger finger's my right, so I keep all my
Mhm.
ammunition on front and left.
Same.
But
The only thing I have on my right side is I keep my radio like right about here.
yep.
So you got the vest part that folds over that's right here in the center of your gut. I got my radio that sits right here, which is still out of the way. And then I have a little dump pouch that I never really use. But if I'm
Mm-hmm.
drawing, I don't have an issue with. And if it's lower, my draw clears the holster before I get my hand up by my dump pouch. That's another
Oh,
benefit.
I uh,
So
I always
I
kept my
have room
radio
to
like
actually do that.
so. I always kept my radio like back here on my right side, and I would
Yeah,
have the cord that came up. It went up my right side and then came on my left shoulder.
same.
So, but it
That's
would
what I
be
do.
way far in the back, so I could still grab at the cord and pull it up if I need to, if something got disconnected or something. But nothing will be on my left, and nothing. It wouldn't
I
be in
I
my front
used
either.
I used to put my radio there when I was in Minot because I had to. That was back when we had the full 7 mag
Yeah.
combat load. So the spot here where I have my radio now, it used to be another 2 magazines.
Oh, that
So I'd
makes
have
sense.
4 mags here, and then I'd be able to reach over right here. But now that we don't carry those extra 2 magazines here at McConnell, so I can put my radio there, and it's a hell of a lot easier to just manipulate my radio dial or my volume dial,
Hmm.
my frequencies, whatever. But then I still got my whisper mic on my left side,
Yeah, I love that
opposite
whisper
my
mic
firing
so
shoulder.
much.
Oh, it's so
It
nice.
it makes
Yeah, I
me
went
so
out and got
happy.
my own.
You did?
Oh yeah,
Nice,
yeah, I got my own. It attaches to the little earwig that comes over to the other side.
nice. I
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
when I was in, I can't go into super specifics on obviously weapon systems, everything. But when I ran law enforcement, you weren't able to carry a four on you, because of host nation. They didn't want to
Oh,
see that
gotcha.
we had more than them, more on patrol for whatever reason. So I only carried a nine, so it was really nice. But I tossed my nine. I'd have it like right here or like right here.
Mhm.
I'd have my 9 mag, so I can just bloop,
Oh, yeah, it's
and I'd
so
take it
nice.
off. But it was this shit so easy. I'd put my radio sometimes in the front then because I didn't need to put it anywhere else.
Yeah,
But
because why not?
but
Anyway, that was it's a
yep.
nice little detour we got there. All right, so let's get into our daily topics. All right, so we just knocked out what's new with you. If any of you guys are first-time listeners, on the right beneath me, right there, are the daily topics that we always like to go through. And
Yeah,
yeah,
what about why
that's
don't we get into some word association real quick?
yeah. I need
The
to
tip of the
continue
tongue,
waking
tip
up.
of the teeth or something?
The
Isn't that?
lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we should do. We should do a tongue twister of the day.
Tongue twister of the day? All right,
Tongue twister of the day.
maybe
So
next
yeah,
week.
all right. So yeah, next week we'll start with Irish wristwatch.
Irish.
That one is so hard, dude. I hate
Yes, it
that
is.
one.
It's
It's one of the only
impossible.
ones I can't
I
say.
can
All right.
barely
Anyway,
speak in general.
alrighty. So next daily topic will be on this day in history. Get it? Boom. All right. 20 October. This isn't 20 October is not the day this will air on YouTube, but it is the day that we are recording this. So the featured event, according to Britannica.com, on this day in history in 1973, the Sydney Opera House. That very famous building that looks like dishes in a dishwasher. um, Designed by Danish architect Jorn Utzon, whose dynamic, imaginative, but problematic plan won an international competition in 1957, it was opened on this day, 1973, by Queen Elizabeth II. So that's pretty cool. Moving on, the most recent, most noticeable, we're going to go back to 2011 when Libyan de facto leader Muammar Gaddafi, you remember this whack job? The Libyan leader, he was killed by rebel forces following a revolt that received international military assistance, and I'm pretty sure the US was in on that. Let's see. 2002, Blue Stream, which is the deepest underwater pipeline in the world, it opened up in Turkey and was put to use for the transport of natural gas. Let's see. And all right, we're going to jump all the way back to 1977. A plane carrying the southern rock band Leonard Skinner, known for such songs as Free Bird and Sweet Home Alabama, crashed in Gillsburg, Mississippi, killing singer Ronnie Van Zant and guitarist Steve Gaines, among others. So I'm not sure if that was the end of Leonard Skinner as a band. I probably should have looked that up beforehand. But yeah, 1977 on this day, plane crash, killed a couple of them. Let's see. 1968, former First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy marries Greek shipping magnate Aristotle Onassis. Jones, help me out with that timeline. When was JFK assassinated? What year was that? Do you remember? Off the top of your
I'll
head?
have to look that one up.
It wouldn't have been too long before that, I don't think.
It
Anyway,
was November 2nd, 1963.
63. All right, so she waited a decent amount of time before she remarried. No judgment here, right? I'm unmarried, so I can't really speak on that. All right, 1964, former U.S. President Herbert Hoover, the vacuum guy, died in New York City. And on this day, 1931, American baseball player Mickey Mantle, who everybody knows, whether or not you're a baseball fan or not, everyone knows who Mickey Mantle is. That's my shameless plug for my debate topic later. Mickey Mantle, who was one of the game's greatest players, known for his tremendous power as a switch hitter, was born October 20th, 1931. Let's see. All right, we're going to jump way back in time. 1882. Actor Bela Lugosi was born in Hungary. Now, Jones, trivia question for you. Do you know which famous screen character actor Bela Lugosi played? And it's very not ironic, but it's very fitting because this guy was born in Hungary. If that gives you any clue as to what classic literary and film character I'm talking about. Any thoughts?
What year was this again?
He was born in 1882. So he was a star of the black and white screen.
Yeah, no idea.
He was born in Hungary.
Yeah, no
No?
idea.
Not,
I don't
He
know
was the
my.
original actor that played Count Dracula
Oh
in
shit!
the original Dracula movies. Yep. Born on this day in 1882. Okay, let's go back even further. 1803. After due consideration and considerable oratory, the U.S. Senate ratified the Louisiana Purchase, which purchased the entirety of my home state, Iowa, my current state, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, most of Wyoming, most of North Dakota, a significant chunk of Minnesota, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and a surprisingly small chunk of Louisiana. For naming something the Louisiana Purchase, only a small portion of Louisiana was actually purchased. Kind of ironic. I also wanted to look up the staggeringly low cost that it boiled down to per acre that we bought it from France. Or is it from Spain? Man, I need to do a better job of looking at my facts beforehand. We bought it from Spain, didn't we? Or was it
Oh,
France? It was
it's
one of the
so
two.
it says right here from France at a price of
Okay, it
15
was from
million or
France.
approximately 4 cents an acre.
Ah!
If I could buy
Four
land for
cents
4
an
cents an
acre.
acre,
Man, if I could find an acreage for 4 cents an acre, I would quit my job.
you're rich.
And that is it. That is on this day, October 20th, dating all the way back to one of the massive land purchases, first massive land purchases in our country's history. So there you go. That's what I got for you.
So I want to highlight. So Gaddafi happened what year again?
2011.
2011. So I was a
He was
junior in
finally
high
killed.
school, and you were
Same.
also a junior in high school.
Yep.
Were people at your school? Did they Gaddafi people? Because there's a famous picture of this man get a knife up his asshole. Have you ever seen that?
I have not.
Okay, I
I
can't
feel
show
like
it on
that needs to
stream
get. Why not?
because it's murder. But
Oh, no.
there's a
No,
famous
it's
picture
animal
or video
cruelty.
of someone taking a knife and stabbing the dude in the butt like repeatedly while he's being murdered because he got murdered like
Oh yeah,
publicly by a
yeah.
horde of
It was
people.
an it was an ouster for sure.
Yeah, and they ousted his keister.
There
People
we
used to
go.
walk around with their thumb and they'd yeah,
Uh-huh.
probably sexual assault at some point, but it's a different time. Um,
Wasn't that long ago.
it was. It really wasn't that long ago. Oh, shit, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Um, but speaking
Speaking of
of,
which, did you go to your 10-year high school graduation reunion?
oh, I hate those people. Also, it's in Michigan. I'm not flying all the way to Michigan for a high school reunion.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
I think I
enough.
saw
I,
something about it, and I was like,
I don't even know if my high school even did it
hmm.
because I heard absolutely nothing about it.
I saw something on Facebook, and I was like, well, I'm not going. No
Yeah.
thanks. Um,
Thanks to Facebook, I already know who's married, who got divorced, who has kids, who got fat. You know,
yeah, and
I don't need a reunion to know what I already know.
me neither. I don't need.
Anyway, all right,
Plus,
moving on.
if I don't like people back then, I'm probably not gonna like them as much now either. But
Or if they didn't like you back then.
I should probably go into a little bit of news for the week. So we're gonna go
Let's do it.
into what in the world. Bam.
What in the world?
So we got a couple things going on in the world today. Now, I'm gonna preface this conversation by saying this is not all the news in the world. If you're listening, you're probably a grown ass person. If you're not a grown ass person, you probably shouldn't be listening to this. We swear a lot. As in we, I mean me. Um Echo says, like all the different screens. Hey, thanks, Echo. Um First headline, Australian investigating foreign pilots that train Chinese pilots. And then additionally, Lebanon and Israel agreed to a U.S. mediated compromise. If you guys don't know, they've been at each other's throats
Ooh.
for maybe even thousands of years.
Since
Um,
recorded history.
since recorded history. And then lastly, the British Prime Minister Liz Truss resigns. She brought up Economic Act. It was apparently terrible, somehow worse than what's happening in America. And She resigned because of it. That's all I have. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now. I go to OAF Actual or OAF Nation. They have a website, they have Instagram. It's a global war on terrorism vet that does news and stuff, and he always brings out the the news that really no one else is talking about on the mainstream side. So I really like his content. So I'll go check him out. Additionally, we do a hero of the week, and this is a little bit old. If you know who this guy is on the screen, but another fellow Michigander again. I'm sorry, we've had two Michiganders so far. We're just
Just
we're just better. So, Michigan cop buys car seat for girl after pulling over her father. This was on. Oh, I can't remember what the guy's name is off the top of my head. Who's the Who's the guy that's been recently doing um Family Feud?
oh wait, Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey. So he has a talk show too, right? So he
Oh
brought
right, yeah.
him and he brought the father on. So this officer, Officer Josh Scaglione, um,
Say that 5 times so fast.
exactly, pulled over Levante Dell in Westland, Michigan. If you guys don't know, Westland, Michigan, it's kind of on the outskirts of Detroit. Not a terrible place, but not a great place. Um, and when he pulled him over, the long story short of it is he pulled the individual over, looked in the back seat, asked, "Hey, why is your daughter not in a car seat?" And Levante looked at the officer and said, "Sir, I can't afford it." Um, so he asked him to step out of the car. And in his words, I listened to the interview that was recently broadcast um, from Steve Harvey's show, which is how I found out about it today. He said he wanted to make sure that they could talk man to man, and that because he knows that financial problems sometimes are embarrassing, especially in front of kids. So he brought him over. He said, "Hey, I need you to follow me to Walmart." And Levante's like, "What? You want me to do? You want me to do? Huh?" So Levante followed the officer at Walmart. The officer then went to the car seat section with Levante, got to know each other. They talked and about each other and their life and their kids and all of that. And then he purchased a car seat for Levante Bell, gave it to him, and then Levante said thank you. He was going to turn around and say thank you again. The officer was gone. He didn't want any notoriety or anything off of this. Levante took it on himself to call the police department that which he belongs to, and tell him how great uh, that act was and how it changes perception on law enforcement. Um, this being said, this is in Detroit, uh, where there's some definite animosity towards law enforcement sometimes. So it was a good lighthearted story about another man just helping another man out, um, transcending barriers of law enforcement and what had happened to be the African American community. And I thought it was great. What a just great fucking guy. He doesn't necessarily get the big cojones of the week, but he gets the you're a great fucking person of the week.
Heck yeah, community policing at its finest.
That really is, and um
Yeah, for sure.
that's what policing used to be. People used to
It's
respect
what it
cops.
used to be.
I mean, that's what the perception used to be, right? Back in like the 40s and 50s and 60s and stuff. Now, in those areas, um, maybe not as much, but there used to be a perception of cops that they were semi decent people prior to the past 5 to 7 years. So it's good.
Well, during civil rights was a bit of a rocky area,
Yeah, it was,
but
and probably gonna say it, probably true in most parts.
oh
But
yeah, sure.
the thing about I'm gonna say the thing about the military, the thing about the police force, the thing about firefighters, the thing about literally every job in the entire world, they're a microcosm of society. So you get bad eggs, and you get good eggs in every single
Sure.
job ever. There can
And
be
Mr.
good racists.
Scaglione here, I'm
Is
surprised I was able to even say his name. Very Italian, very New Yorker.
He's got the fucking
Scaglione.
Scaglione. No, what a great just human
What
being
a
in general.
dude. Heck yeah.
But
Good stuff.
you know what we should probably get into? We're about to get into some definite wordplay and everything with our next few segments. You want to do some word
Hmm.
association on musicians,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
explain
let's
it
give that a shot.
to the listeners of what we do?
Yeah, all right. So this word association game that we do is a mental exercise where you pick a category, and this game is all based on people, right? So you pick a category like athletes, actors, actresses, musicians, stuff like that. And then what one of us will do is we'll get it started by saying a name. Like if our category was TV hosts or TV personalities, I would say Steve Harvey, right? So then we're looking at initials S and H. Jones would then have to come up with a person whose first initial is the last initial of the person that I um, stated, right? So if I said Steve Harvey, Jones would have to come up with a person whose first name begins with H,
Mm-hmm.
and then we go back and forth until we can't think of somebody. It's a really good road trip game because you can open it up to any sort of personality that anyone would know, right? If you want, you can keep it as broad or you can keep it as narrow as you want to. It's a fun time waster, but it's also a good way to kind of wake your brain up a little bit, get you thinking.
And
So
I
our
will say
our topic,
one before you get into that, a big portion of where I played this was sitting in a Humvee when it was negative 35, 40 degrees out for 12 to
yep,
15 hours with random people I didn't know. And it was a good way to pass the time and get to know people and yeah, it's a great game. You can play it anywhere with anybody. And if you're sitting there and it sucks and you're cold or hot or too hot or whatever, it's a good way to keep your mind off whatever's going around you.
that's also a really fun game you can do is the next segment that we got, segment number 4. Don't get me started. Um, do we want to go ahead and just switch over to that page?
Let's toss some musicians on there real quick, and
Okay.
let's do it. Unless
Alrighty.
you're
So
afraid, this one might be quick.
this one might be quick. I don't know a whole lot of
I'll let you start.
musicians' names, but all right, I'll start with let's do John Mellencamp.
John Mellencamp, you
The Melon.
douche.
I figured M would be easy. How many people's names first names start with M?
Oh, um,
Oh, okay. Trivia question for the chat and for the listeners. John Mellencamp went by a stage name, and also it was kind of his nickname. Do you know what it was?
hmm, interesting question.
Hmm. I'm sure Echo will get it because I was just reading the comments and Echo knew that the band Leonard Skinner did break up after that plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Echo is a little bit more musically inclined than I realized, and maybe Echo knows John Mellencamp's nickname.
I can only think of the
If
word
I don't get
Matt.
an answer in the chat by the time we're finished with this, I'll just spill the beans.
Okay,
So
I might have to do my first phone a friend to echo in the chat already. Um,
assuming he's still here,
yeah, yeah, sure he is. Let's see, M.
I've
I'm
already got one
thinking
for that. I've got a couple.
we've got a couple for M already.
Got two right off the top of my head.
Fuck. Matt, Mario,
Ooh, yeah, I got three now.
Mario. Not Lopez. That's not it. That's an actor, right?
I think
Um,
so. Yeah.
Mario, Matt, Mike,
Who's the most famous
Mary
jazz singer of our generation?
of our generation.
Mhm. His name starts with M.
Oh my gosh, it does. Fucking I hate myself for this.
What
uh,
what's a slang term for champagne? Or a different name we use for champagne? It's in reference to the the carbonation.
That starts with an M?
No. It starts with a B.
Oh,
And
Michael
I'm
Bublé.
there it is.
God damn it. Oh, damn it,
All
Bobby.
right, so now I got B. Yeah, because people call them bubbly, right?
Yeah.
And bubbly is a colloquialism for champagne.
Colloquialism.
All right, so,
Nice.
I love that word.
Son.
For anybody who doesn't know what that means, a colloquialism is a unique. It's a word or phrase unique to a location that's a different way of saying something common. Like, for example, champagne. Some
Champagne.
people, it's similar to slang. A colloquialism is similar to slang, but slang is a way of shortening the word. A colloquialism is just a straight up different way of saying it.
Hmm.
For example, if you go to Australia, they don't call it a bathroom, they call it the dunny, right? Or they got a bunch of
Interesting.
different other goofy words for it, but colloquialism is similar to slang, but it's something that's specific to a location.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, the difference between um a washcloth and a wash rag, right?
Okay.
If you go to different locations, they call it different things. But anyway, okay,
Was
so the most common one is soda and pop,
is this you?
right?
Is this you trying to think of something that starts with B?
Oh no, sorry, I went off on a tangent right there. Because you mentioned colloquialism.
I thought you were.
Um,
I thought you were stalling. I was
no,
like, this is a really good stall.
dude, I can barely formulate those sentences, let alone be thinking of a name in the back of my brain. Good grief, how many burners do you think I got going up there? So I need a B.
B.
B. Bob, Ben. A Billy Idol,
Ooh, Billy Idol.
famous for the song "Dancing with Myself."
I. Ooh, that's a hard one. I. Ian. Ike.
Ingrid.
Ingrid. Ingrid.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up.
What was the Oh, what was that duo, the duet, the duo they had? It was a male and a female. It was
Alex and Claire.
no, it was a really famous one. They broke up.
Oh, found it. Oops, if I spelled it right.
Irma, Ian, Isaac. Well, that's a rough one.
That is a rough one.
Those are the only I names I can even think of.
What if we allow each other one use of Google per
Okay,
round?
I will use it on I.
All right, I will let you look for a musical artist whose name begins with I. You're probably gonna find somebody European, I'll bet.
Whose first name begins with I. I hate myself.
Ingwe Malmsteen. Oh no, his name starts with Y. Never
Yeah, it
mind.
starts with the Y. No, Ice Cube.
Ha!
Damn
Okay,
it.
stage name.
Oh my god, there's tons of them.
Well, hey, don't get off that
Sorry.
Google page.
Sorry.
All right, so I got C. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the late, great, and splattered Kurt Cobain.
Pretty sure it's a K.
Fuck. Never mind then.
One sec.
Okay. No, you're right. It was.
It was, yeah.
Dang it. All right. Okay. What is 50 Cent's real name? Curtis Jackson.
Curtis Jackson.
That is 50 Cent's real name.
Wow. I did not think you would pull that out. I'm gonna be honest.
That back burner got fired up during my delay.
All right, J. John Mellencamp.
I just used it. I started with that.
You did? Fuck.
Yeah.
Um.
Man, trying to steal my plug.
J. Um. Oh, what's his name?
Hmm, I've got a few already. And that coincidentally, the two I am thinking of both have the same first name and they both have the same initials.
Hmm. Interesting. Um, J. J.
Oh, now I have three.
Jacob, Jeremiah,
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Jingleheimer Smith, my favorite artist.
His name
Um,
is my name too.
Jerry, Joe, Joseph.
Oh, I got four now.
Oh, is it Joe?
Don't say Pesci.
No, it's an actor. Isn't there a Styles brother that's a Joe?
Who's
Or
the? Wow,
Joseph?
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, Jones. Who's the guitarist that
Oh my
plays
God, Joe
Blue
Satriani! I
Dream?
hate myself. You just had to say guitarist. I'm like
Yeah,
Joe Satriani, the greatest guitar player to ever live. Yes,
better than Ingwe? Really?
I've seen both of them now. I've seen him,
Yeah.
Steve Vai, and
Oh,
Yngwie Malmsteen. Those are the top three guitar players to ever hold a guitar. And I'm going to see John
wait, hold on,
Petrucci.
hold on, hold on. Okay, hold on. That needs to be our next debate topic. If you think
You're
those are
gonna
the
get
best,
destroyed. I promise you.
uh, Jimi Hendrix,
You're gonna get
Stevie Ray
destroyed.
Vaughan.
I'll give clips for you, and you're gonna go, oh, I love Jimmy. I love him. He's a top 10.
The Voodoo
And
Child.
I love Santana, but
Oh, I didn't even think about Santana.
they don't hold a candle to Joe
Well, and we
Satriani,
also
Yngwie Malmsteen.
can't discount um Eric Clapton,
You can't.
who put Jimi Hendrix on the map.
He's a top five
Funny
too.
enough,
Yes, John Petrucci is the
Pertucci,
John
or is it
Petrucci. Petrucci.
I'm watching you have a stroke right now.
John Petrucci. He was
If you
the
just say it fast, it's fine.
what's that band that we used to play on Guitar Hero all the time?
Oh,
Dream Theater?
was he the guitarist for Dream Theater?
Yeah.
No shit.
He's a
I
top
didn't
10
know
too.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, because Dream Theater is nuts.
So S.
That song was fun. Okay, S. Okay, Steve Vai.
You fucker.
Since you served it up to me on a silver platter.
V. V.
Okay, never mind. All right, I'll give you.
Let me think about
Yeah,
it for
Vicky,
a second.
Vincent, Vinny, Victoria.
Oh, Vincent. No, that's the last name.
I'll do a different one for you. I can think of one better. All right, this is an easier one. Steve Green.
Okay.
I grew up
G.
listening to Steve Green.
Gary
Yeah.
Clark Jr.
Oh, now do I have to do C or J?
You can do either way. Either one.
Okay, I'll do C. Um, Carrie Underwood.
Ooh. Oh.
I just gave you.
I've gotten U and V.
And we ended on that because there's no way you're gonna find somebody whose name starts
You.
with. The only
You.
person I can think of is Uma Thurman, and she's the actress from
Or
Kill
Udris.
Bill.
Is it Ud? No, it's Idris.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
You.
I honestly don't.
I don't know any names that starts.
I don't know.
I will concede to you on this one. I thought I had.
Damn.
I thought I had musicians in
I
the bag this week.
I
But
pulled out the underwear. I mean, the
you could have got
Underwood.
me on V
And
too. Honestly,
I probably could have got you on V. Well, I'm sure you would have been able to find a Vinny or a Vincent or a
yeah,
something like that.
probably some foreign artist. But I already used my Google and I already used my
Yeah, you did.
phone a friend. Kinda. You gave me a hint.
All right. Hey, so Chad, I did promise this. John Mellencamp's nickname. He was known as Cougar. John Cougar Mellencamp.
Was he a cougar?
No, that's strictly for females.
Oh, what's a male called besides creep?
Rich.
Rich.
Usually.
Usually, yeah.
I don't
Well
think there's a
endowed.
word for it. A male cougar.
No, don't they
I
call
don't.
them something with silver? Their silver hair.
Silver fox.
I think so. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not there yet,
Whatever.
so I don't know. I know, or at least. Well,
I'm just one
Prey's
day
not
less
showing
from
today.
dying young.
All right. Now you want to go into some debate?
Well, hold on.
Not
Don't get me
debate.
started.
Some
Yeah,
don't get me started. Some
let's
debating
do
how
it.
we're not going to get each other started. Obviously, is what I meant.
Right, right. Yes. All right. So, like I mentioned, as far as road trip games are concerned, this is a fun one. So the way this game works, if you guys are a first time listener or viewer, I am going to give Jones a random kind of innocuous topic like ice cream trucks or elevators or something like that. But then I will tell him you either love it or you hate it. And then he has to instantly go on a rant for a whole minute on all the reasons why he either loves or hates the particular topic that I give him. Now, if you want to be particularly sinister, you can give him a topic that you know he loves. Like
Oh
Jones
yeah.
loves Michigan, right? He's from
Fuck yeah, I
Michigan.
do.
So if I tell him your topic is that you hate Michigan, or something like that, or for example, I love guns, right? And
Hmm.
if Jones tells me I hate guns, I need to go on a rant about all the reasons why I hate them. So you can kind of play little tricksy games that way. So, all right, Jones, do you want your love it or hate it item first?
Give me a love it,
All right.
and then let me
You
start the timer.
Yeah.
Where did I put
Let me
it?
know when you're ready.
Ready?
All right. You love skinny jeans.
I loved skinny jeans about 10 years ago, when I could fit in them. So I will preface by saying this: um, I was an emo kid. All right, every emo kid in their heyday has skinny jeans, um,
Or Jinko jeans, depending on what
in some
decade you're
kind
in.
of flannel. This is back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s maybe. Um, but I love them. They got some style on them. You can wear any kind of shoes you want with them. It screams like, "Hey, I'm here to show what I got." I am not afraid to show. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? I don't need to wear baggy jeans for that. They don't fall down your waist, which is nice. Don't even need a belt. You can wear one for style, but you don't need it. Um, yeah, skinny jeans are nice. They're not the worst thing in the world because they're the best thing in the world, and that's all I gotta say about
Oh my god,
them.
that was hilarious.
Is that a good way to
They're not
dodge?
they're not the best thing in the world, but they're not the worst thing in the
They're
world
not the worst thing in the
because they're
world
not the worst thing in the world.
because they're the best thing in the world. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
All right. Do you want your like or your dislike?
I never struck you never struck me as a skinny jeans kind of person.
Oh no, I never wear them. I never wore them once. Not
Oh,
even.
okay.
Yeah, no. I was the emo kid that was
So
still.
you're talking out your ass.
I've always been a bulky guy, so
Yeah.
there's no way any skinny jean, dude. I can, I'm just showing what I'm
No
got.
self-respecting person
But you know how much
wears.
circulation you get cut off down there? My thighs have always been huge. I've always had big ass thighs because I've always been an athlete,
Right.
and there's no way regular jeans don't even fit me. Let alone regular jeans are skinny jeans to me. So it's yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like or dislike.
The ever evolving struggle of finding a pair of jeans that fit. Oh, okay. So shameless plug for Levi's. They I have a pair of their
Who is not a
jeans.
sponsor, but you could
No,
be.
not at all. I stumbled across these at Kohl's a couple years ago. I needed a new pair of jeans, so I bought them. They now have jeans with slightly elastized waistbands.
Oh, nice.
Slightly. They don't look elastic, but they've got some stretch to them,
I
and they're
love those.
super comfortable.
That's how I buy my
So I can
khakis usually, where it doesn't look like it, but they're a little bit. So you know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
Thanksgiving,
They are
and you can
they have a
just
flex to them that I didn't think jeans were capable of. I could go rock climbing in these jeans, and I wouldn't
wow,
tear out my crotch. Yeah, no, they're awesome. Yeah, okay,
really?
so that's my shameless plug. Anyway, all right,
No.
Jones, give me um let's love something first.
Oh,
Love it before I hate it.
oh, I got a good one for you.
Uh, don't
I
say
got
Victoria's Secret
a
again.
real good. No, even better. You absolutely love and adore anime.
Okay. All right.
Let me start the timer for you, and Go.
All right, anime has a way of conveying some of the most deep and complex storylines in all of cinema. All right, and now that's evidenced by the fact that you can have seasons of shows like One Piece, for example, that has what are they up to like 300 episodes?
1100.
Over how many? 1100 episodes, and people are still watching it. Right? It's the same storyline, it's the same plot line. Um, you can look at the number of animes. There's something for everybody. The art style is completely unique, and not only are they TV shows that have multiple seasons, but there are also Studio Ghibli has thrown out a couple of really critically acclaimed movies, like Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke. That was a great one. Anime is fantastic for the amount of cultural significance, international renown, and the amount of product that it's able to spit out.
The fact that you were able.
I watched your jaw drop when I said Princess Mononoke.
Have you ever watched anime?
Yeah.
You have? Have you ever watched one that you
Yeah.
liked?
No.
Oh, so,
I haven't watched it.
I will tell you.
No, I take that back. I take that back. Princess Mononoke was actually pretty interesting.
Yes, it was.
It was kind of cool.
And
I watched a lot of
Girl
Spirited Away.
Girl in the Moving Castle.
Oh no! It's the Castle on a Cloud.
Uh,
I remember seeing commercials for it as a kid in the other movies I was watching. No, but I've seen
Howl
enough
in the
anime
Moving
to
Castle.
know that's what it was.
Yeah, it's Spirited Away.
That was another Studio Ghibli, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I actually don't like anime for most of the aforementioned reasons. I don't like the art style. I don't like how cheesy it is. I don't like how during a fight scene they have 15 minutes of dialogue.
Okay, that's Dragon Ball Z.
For a fight scene that would have lasted 10 seconds.
That's Dragon Ball Z. That's like 7 episodes for one attack action. That's it.
I'd rather be dragging my balls across glass.
Yeah. I will say you should watch it in English, but Vinland Saga, it's not like that at all. It's about the Vikings.
I was gonna say that sounds Norse.
Yeah, it's very, very good. It's got the perfect amount of drama, the perfect amount of action. The action's not over the top. It's what you would expect from Vikings.
Cool.
The storyline's phenomenal. Yeah,
Vinland
I think you can find it on Netflix, but yeah, Vinland Saga is great for.
I just canceled my Netflix. I hadn't been using it.
Let me know after this, and I'll give you mine.
$20 a month. It's $20 a month for Netflix now.
Okay, maybe I'll be
doing that.
Canceling mine soon
nuts. Too. Yeah, I don't watch it. If I'm gonna watch a movie or a TV show, I go on Amazon Prime.
Honestly, you're right. I don't think I've watched Netflix in months.
Yeah.
I watch Hulu's got a bunch of good shit now.
I haven't been on Hulu in forever.
I think you still have
because there's nothing
account.
on. I do, but there's nothing on Hulu that I can't find elsewhere.
Right. Good point.
Anyway, all right, moving on.
Do you want? Well, you get your dislike now.
I just went.
No, I just.
It's your turn.
I just went. Oh, wait, no, you just went.
What are you smoking?
I wish something. Fucking Biden better do something. Jesus.
Alrighty. This is your hate. You hate soft serve ice cream.
Soft serve ice cream.
Soft serve ice cream.
You fucking.
My topics were slightly uninspired this week. The ones last week were great.
All right, so soft serve ice cream. You know, like fucking calories on that shit. That's all I'm gonna say. That's end of argument. No, soft serve ice cream. You know, you go to the ice cream shop, you can get some soft serve out of this, like squirted out like something shit in your cone out of these machines, right? Or you can get that stuff right out of the pint. You scoop it with the metal scoop. Maybe you got the one that has a little cow on the scoop. You scoop it out, you put it in your bowl. It doesn't melt in 30 seconds like soft serve does. You ever carried one of the things around as a kid with the cone, and you walk 5 minutes down the road and it's already spilling all over your hands and you're sticky and gross? Yeah, that's soft serve for you. That hard stuff, that good stuff, you find that in a pint or a gallon or something like that, and it's so much better. And there's limited flavors in soft serve.
Not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, that one was
Not
kind of
bad.
rough. I'd really
I
enjoy
love a
soft serve
good
ice
soft
cream.
serve. I love a soft serve. I got a funny story about this. You want to switch over to
Oh yeah,
the
yeah. We've been
fireplace?
bullshitting a lot
So
and not been sitting around the
we
fire.
have, yeah, we haven't even sat around the fire once. Um,
Hi, Bubba.
so when I was a kid, during the summers, um, when I was a really little kid, we had a ice cream shop in town called Suzy Q's, and they had super cheap soft serve cones, like super cheap. And it was great because, my family, I have 5 siblings on a single income household. The little delicacies of life were few and far between. But when we
Mhm.
did get them, our ice cream was great. But then um, Suzy Q's got bought out, and then a new place came in called Four Queens. To this day, I will drive hours to get Four Queens ice cream. It's the best. But the funny story is my dad, he would always drive. We'd all be piled in the back seat, and he would always order a large orange vanilla twist. That was his thing,
Nice.
right? Large, sitting on the cake cone, not a waffle cone, a cake cone, classic. And I remember to this day, our family jokes about this. He handed all the ice cream back into the minivan. He got his. He took one big old lick right out the bottom. The whole cone plopped into his lap and the steering wheel. As he's
No,
pulling away, he's like,
no.
"Oh no, oh no!" He's trying not to cuss because we all know he really wants to swear
Oh, I
right
would
now. So
right off the bat.
he's coming up with all sorts of clean Christian alternatives. But as he's trying to drive away, steer, pick his cone up off his crotch, put it back on his mom's fishing napkins out of the glove compartment. The rest of us in the backseat are dying laughing. Dad's getting frustrated. And he's trying. I don't. It was probably one of those you had to be there.
Oh
But
yeah.
we still joke about the one time Dad took one lick and the whole thing just right in his lap and all over the steering wheel, all over his pants. It ended up in the center console. It ended up on his shirt. It was a nightmare,
I
but
think
it was so funny.
I think that's one of those ones that most people can relate to. They've all got a story about a parent
Oh
or a
yeah.
friend or something around them that's done something like
Or
that.
the little sibling that doesn't realize that you can't go like this.
Yeah. Or when they go to eat it, they shove their whole face into it
Yeah.
instead of trying to eat it like right. We had this place in Traverse City, where I'm from. It's called Moomers,
Moomers.
and is a world. I shit you not, a world renowned ice cream at this point. People
Huh.
travel from around the world to go to this place. You drive up. It's in the country because that's where I grew up, in the country. Um, and it's right next to the Moomers farm, so you can sit on the balcony. You go in,
Okay.
all the milk and everything's made from the cows on the Moomers farm. And they walk it up, or well, now they ride the gators, up to the Moomers place to drop all the milk off, and it's all made locally. But you can sit on
Nice.
the porch out there, and you can look over the entire farm, and it's one of the most beautiful things in the world. And then inside they have this map, where they give you pins, and everywhere you're from, they let you put a pin where you're from, and those
Cool.
things are fucking full. The United States, around the world, it's such a cool experience. Well, there used to be this place, um, and I can't remember the name of it at the top of my head now, but it was right next to the sports park. So
Okay.
when we would go for baseball games, or down the road for a football game, we would always stop by this one ice cream shop. And like you said, it was this really cheap one, $1.50 or $2 for a cone or something.
Right.
Um, and some of the best moments of my childhood were getting done with a baseball game. My dad would pick me up, or
Oh
he'd
yeah.
walk over and grab me. We'd walk over to the ice cream shop, and
The
we didn't
post
have
baseball
shit for
game.
money. But
The
yeah,
post baseball game ice cream trip is an American staple,
it is.
and
It's
especially where I'm from.
the same. Michigan. Well,
Yeah,
Michigan's huge in a few things. One of the big ones, hockey, because we're in the cold. We
because you're
produce
practically Canadian.
a lot of fucking hockey. No, don't you fucking say that. We are not Canadians.
You're basically Canadians.
You shut your
You're
mouth.
you're you're angry Canadians.
Well, that may be somewhat true, but we're not Canadians. We're not that nice. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, we're not
You're
Canadians.
just the angry
But yeah,
versions of
and
it.
baseball's pretty big, as well. So is football. But anyways, back to
You
Yale.
digress.
Don't get me started.
All right, I got one more thing.
S-
This is my hate, right?
yep. And I got you on this one. And I did not think about this before our debate topic. Um,
If you say baseball,
I'm gonna say baseball. You fucking
you
hate it.
you
And
cock and
I
balls.
thought about that way before we talked about our debate topic.
I'm sure you did.
I did.
I'm sure you did.
I had this done like 15:30 today. PST.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
I promise you. I
I
promise
don't
you.
believe it. Chat, is he
Ready?
full of shit or is he full of shit?
I 100% pinky promise, cross my fingers, all that shit. Are you ready?
All right.
Yo.
All right. I hate baseball because it is so hard. That's what she said. Everything about
Got
baseball is hard. From throwing a ball accurately to hitting a ball to fielding a ball to catching a ball. I'm not skilled enough as an individual, right, to be able to do that with any sort of skill whatsoever. I can't do it. So I hate the fact that it is so hard that the average person just can't do it. I hate the fact that baseball games are long and boring, right? You know, you could go through an entire game and one team not get a hit. Like, how entertaining is that? Like, yeah, so oh man. That was
Got him. You lied on your teeth
how
there though about the the heart and coordination and everything. Because obviously
no,
you
that
played
was
growing up and played
I
softball.
lied about the fact that I can't do it. I
Exactly.
didn't lie about the fact that it is the most difficult thing in all of sports to do, as verified by several independent
It is
sources.
very true. The it's less than a second, right? I can't remember the exact time, but from an
About
MLB
four
pitcher
tenths of a second
for the batter to
on
know what pitch is
average.
coming and where it's going. Yeah. The hand-eye coordination of baseball is fucking insane. It
It's
blows my mind
ridiculous.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So what I was lying about was the fact that I can't do that. I have played baseball competitively since I was 7 years old, up until I was in high school. Then I played high school ball. And then when I stopped playing high school ball, I have since been playing competitive slow pitch softball, men's softball, which
Mhm.
at this point I think I've been doing longer than I played baseball.
It happens when you get older now, though. I'm trying to find a
Yeah.
beer league out here to play in, but California's like
See,
they're
I
real
don't like
serious
beer
out here.
leagues. I don't like beer leagues because I am a super competitive person and I can't take people not taking it seriously. It grates on my gears, especially when they
Yeah.
make errors or you can tell like they just don't give a crap.
I'm at the point in my life where
That grates on me.
I I know that I'm not going pro softball or something. So I just like going out and having fun.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool if like my dad and I, because he's a good athlete at
Oh, I'm
50,
sure. Yeah.
and I've always been a pretty decent athlete. I played baseball like you my whole life. I played football and baseball since I can't remember how young. And I always was pretty good at it. Um, but yeah, out here they're different about baseball out here in softball and everything than anywhere else I've ever seen in the United States.
The benefit being is that they can play it year round.
Exactly, and they're super fucking snooty about it out here.
I played baseball in 5th and 6th grade. I played with a kid. His name was Mark Stremke. He would go with his dad to Arizona in the winters so he could continuously play baseball.
Really,
Yep.
which helps a lot for development. Because if you
Oh,
think about
absolutely. And this kid was good.
the
This kid
Midwest,
was really good. Now we got the Midwest is really good when it comes to the feeder teams and the
yeah,
feeder systems. Like we had the old University of Northern Iowa baseball coach. His name was Rick Heller. He created wooden bat leagues for the local high schools. So, and that was in the spring and fall.
hmm
And he would put on hitting, fielding, pitching, catching clinics throughout the year. Um, Teaching college level technique to kids as young as 3rd grade, right? And I would do that several times a year, starting back when I was in like 4th or 5th grade. Um, I went to pitching camps, fielding camps, hitting camps in the off season. Like
Mm-hmm.
they take it seriously because as far as you and I was concerned, the college at least, is that they knew they aren't a D1 college, right? So most of
No.
their recruiting is going to be local, right? So if you can increase the talent in your local area for the sports that your college represents, you're basically creating your own feeder program.
I never thought about that. That's a very interesting recruiting process. When I was growing
Yeah,
up, I one of my best friends, his brother played, and he was really fucking good. He had offers to a bunch of D1 schools for scholarships and everything, but he ended up because I guess he had a girlfriend or something that went there, possibly or some other reason. Um, but he went to this D3 college, this D3 like Christian college in Michigan. I can't remember what the name of it is. But I remember him coming back on break, and he would because he played catcher and I always played catcher, and he would teach me all this cool shit about catching, framing correctly, and um,
yeah,
but I remember that like just him doing that made me play so much better than all my peers as a catcher. It was ridiculous. And then there was in Traverse City, a lot of the people who retire baseball players and stuff, they move up there because it's on the lake. There's lakes every 5 miles. They can put houses on the bay. They can go to the water all the time.
sure,
Skiing's huge, so a lot of rich baseball players retire there. But they would have camps every once in a while. From they had an Astros catcher that lived there that put on clinics all the time. I can't remember the name of. It
cool.
wasn't the super famous one though. Yes, it was. It was
Sandy Alomar, Roberto
no
Alomar,
Piazza.
Mike Piazza.
Yeah,
Really?
he lived in Traverse
I
City.
thought he played. I thought he played with the Mets.
He played with the Astros for a little bit too, if I remember
Okay,
correctly.
good old pizza.
Yeah, but he lived in Traverse City and had catching camps. I was too poor,
Cool.
so I couldn't go to them. But yeah,
Tends to happen. But yeah, another cool thing with that feeder system, it gives the college and the high school coaches a chance to monitor the progression of prospective up and coming, athletes
smart.
from a pretty young age too.
That's
Yeah.
a that's a that's a very smart tactic. Honestly, I wish they would do. Well, they started doing that in football recently. Um, over the past like 5 or 6 years, maybe they started doing a lot of camps with high school players and middle school players, specifically like skill positions, like wide receiver and
Right.
corner and
Yeah.
everything. And they'll do 7-on-7s, which is quarterback and X amount of wide receivers and tight ends against safeties and corners and linebackers
Right. Right.
sometimes. But colleges would do that, and it's increased the development of the youth to where I listened to this recently on the Pat McAfee show with AJ Hawk, which is probably a
Oh
Hall of
yeah.
Fame middle linebacker.
He was
Um,
Ohio State, right?
yes, Ohio State. Ugh,
Okay.
gross.
Fuck them.
Exactly. But and Darius Butler, who was a corner on multiple teams, was very good, and a safety on multiple teams was good. They were talking about how the development now in children because of social media is so influential on how much better these kids are getting than maybe the players 10, 15, 20 years ago even were. So kids coming out of college now are like 10 times the athlete that kids coming out of college 20 years ago were. Like
Well, and the kids going into high school even, or the
it,
kids coming into college.
exactly. Just
Yeah,
10 times the athlete.
the skill cap is just going up.
They're bigger, stronger, faster. They're on eating plans and workout plans and shit. AJ Hawk was talking about like, yeah, not AJ Hawk, but Pat McAfee was talking about some of the dudes would eat a couple, like 10 double cheeseburgers and smoke a pack and then go out hungover and practice in the NFL. Like still elite athletes, like Hall of Fame athletes. Now they're like they eat X amount of calories and do X minutes and seconds of workouts and shit. But
That's ridiculous.
we should pop into
Anyway, that's a decent segue.
our
Sports.
would you rather.
Oh,
Let's
that's
forget
right.
about that.
I almost forgot about that.
Did you get a topic this week or did you actually?
I do.
Okay, cool. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
Yeah, yeah. I'll go first. I think I got a pretty decent one.
All right.
All right. Would you rather every time you fart, it is really loud, or every time you fart, it's wet?
Oh, loud or wet? That's a good one. Because if it's wet, you mean something's coming. there's,
But at least people might not hear it.
but there's a little bit of animosity to it as well. Not animosity, anonymity to it.
Yeah.
There might be some animosity from your butthole for it too, but
Some personal animosity.
yeah. I'd rather have. Does that mean I always have swamp ass then too? I would rather. I'd probably rather have wet farts than loud
Really?
farts. Yeah, because this is the way I'm thinking about it. So let's say I'm on a date with a chick, and I've already got enough problems as it is. All right, I can't be adding any more problems into the equation, or I'm not getting a woman anytime soon. Um,
Well,
so
all
if I have a
right.
wet fart,
Conversely, though, you go back to her place, take off your pants, and she you know, sees that you creamed your corn.
that's not what a wet fart
Is that
means. That just
worse?
means that
Something. No, that means something came out with it.
no,
How else is it? How else is
that's
it
a
wet?
shart. That's different.
Yeah, a
So you're
short and wet
saying
fart is the same thing.
no, it is not. A wet fart could be
How
like
how else would it be wet if there wasn't something wet that came out?
it's just moisture.
I'm not
It's
talking
not a
about
shart.
condensation.
Okay, well that changes the whole question. Would I rather shart all the time, or would I
Yes,
rather have a loud fart?
every time. Would you rather every time you fart it be trumpetously loud and comical, or you cream your corn every time?
Okay, well that's an entirely different question. I would definitely rather have uh, louder farts.
Okay.
Because, like you said, comical. You could make that a one. You preface the whole date saying, "Hey, I'm just gonna let you know, if I play the butt trombone, the brown trombone, I'm
The old anal audio.
the old anal audio. It's gonna be loud. It might be embarrassing, but maybe I could like follow it up with like an act. I could like lift my leg up, maybe do a little dance or something.
Just always be at a loud club.
Yeah, always be the super. Never sit in the back of a restaurant. Always sit in the bar. Um,
Uh,
yeah, wet fart. If you shart all the time, that'd be pretty rough. You have to wear adult diapers. So I am against wearing adult diapers for the age of 75. Um, so yeah, loud loud
what
farts.
about what about a pad? Would you wear a pad?
No, because I would rather shart myself and have her pull my pants down and be like, I shit myself. And her going, "You're 28 and you wear shit pads." I'm like, yeah, yes I do.
Hey,
Sorry.
it's a real thing for people with IBS.
Hey, and it might be, and good for them. I'm glad that they have an outlet that they can use to make sure they don't cream their pants.
An outlet. Nice.
All right. Does that suffice your would you rather?
Sure.
All right. Would you rather step on a Lego everywhere you walk, or every chair you sit is uneven?
Oh. Okay.
An
Okay.
actual nightmare.
That is something I would wish on my worst enemy. Every table and chair you sit at has one uneven leg.
Yeah. There's a song about that and it's hilarious. By the
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
All right. I would rather step on a Lego every time, and here's why. Here's a simple fix for that.
No shoes.
No,
You're
no
barefoot.
shoes, slippers.
No, that's a type of shoe you fucking No. No, that's a
I can
type of
just
shoe.
always. I flip flop.
No, it's a type of shoe as well.
It's plastic.
It's gotta be barefoot.
Okay, how many times am I stepping on said Lego?
Everywhere you go. I don't know, every time you walk.
So like every single step, there's a new Lego I'm stepping on.
Maybe even the same Lego. I don't know. But yes, there's a Lego everywhere. There's the ground's just littered in Legos. I
And
almost
I
did
can
Would you
never and
rather
I can
step on a
never wear.
Lego or an army man, but decided to this one.
I'd rather step on the Army Man. Plastic has a little bit more give than Lego.
Dude, army men are the worst. Every dad in the history of dads would say I would rather kill myself than do that for the rest of my life. Anyways, uneven
That's kind of
chair,
a
uneven
kind of a
chair,
weird.
or
No, I hate uneven chairs.
barefoot
That's
Lego.
assuming. But that's assuming I never wear shoes for the rest of my life. In that
Yeah,
scenario.
they stopped making them. It's the apocalypse of shoes.
Okay, well, in that case, I do the uneven chair and just carry around a napkin with me everywhere I go.
All right, I'll take it. If I made it so you can't wear shoes, I'll take it.
There's always an out.
There's always an out. All right, speaking of an out, I need to out something in the restaurant. So you need to.
I was gonna say that's a perfect segue to me talking about how baseball is the best sport,
Well,
and I'm gonna call you out.
we're gonna segue to that after I segue something out of my body. So I will be back in a second.
Oh my god! I suppose it's better than a trumpetous fart. Oh yeah. So we are still in the process of getting our uh, DoubleFeed Gaming YouTube channel set up. We have been streaming uh, DoubleFeed Game Channel, which is the channel name here on Twitch. We've been doing. It's been mostly been us playing Overwatch. And what we managed to do is we were able to create a split screen um, gaming. So our setup is very similar to the way our podcast is, where we have our cams in the top corners, we have our logo in the middle, and then we have our two screens. Nope, other way. This is mirroring myself. Our two screens are right there in the bottom, so you can watch both of our gameplay plus face cams at the same time. Um, we've recorded several streams so far. We are still in the process of uploading all of those to a YouTube channel. So if you didn't watch us when we were streaming, you'll still be able to get a chance to watch us if you so desire on YouTube. We'll be monitoring the views and the likes to see which games you guys want to see more of. When we streamed Overwatch, we got a decent amount of viewings. When we when we streamed Rainbow Six Siege, we didn't get very many viewers because game's difficult. We weren't playing very well, and then we also streamed Northgard, which is something that Jones has streamed on his channel before, which got a lot of really good views. We did do a split screen version of Northgard, Jones.
We did.
I'm giving a plug for our game channel, which the stream channel is up and running. We're still getting the YouTube channel up and running.
Yes.
So,
With the gaming channel too, there's been a little bit of technical difficulty, just so you guys are tracking before we do it. We're using this Streamlabs thing where we can have, with the Streamlabs app, both of us put all our stuff in there.
yep.
But it's been a little weird recently, so it's been a little choppy.
Because we can only yeah, and then we can only hear my gameplay, correct?
Yeah, so
Or
we're
did we
gonna try to
rectify
fix that
that?
in the future. In around Halloween though, we're still gonna talk about this a little bit,
Next week.
but there might be, I don't know, a possibility that we do a collaborative horror or something like that.
What?
What? Maybe a possibility of some collaborative Halloween-esque or Halloween
Oh,
based.
horror.
Yeah,
Horror.
not
Pronounce the
horror,
second R.
not horror.
That's why I gave you the weird look. I'm like, what? I didn't know
Oh,
about
I thought you
this.
meant. Yeah, we're gonna collaborate with that too. We're gonna drive around San Diego. No, maybe a collaborative horror game or
Horror.
something like that, which I think might be fun.
Or, hey, you know what we could do? The Rainbow Six Siege Doctor's Curse event. We could play some of that,
We should.
which is hilariously funny and wildly entertaining.
Now, next
Where
week
did I
as
just drop that?
well,
Oh,
just a
there it is.
little plug. Our next podcast will be Halloween based.
Yes.
So
Halloween
I would
themes, Halloween themed backgrounds, Halloween themed topics.
everything.
Yes.
So definitely make sure to tune in a little bit. I had the AI app that does art for me do some cool backgrounds and stuff so far. So I'm gonna keep going at them, but you should
Got
tune
some
into
good
the
ones.
turn to the YouTube at DoubleFeed Podcast at YouTube, Tune to the Twitch. We are now on Spotify. If
That's
you guys are
right.
over there listening
We've
on
uploaded the
Spotify,
first two. We've uploaded our first two episodes on Spotify. Double Feed podcast
and there might
on
be, I
Spotify.
might have figured out recently how to get this on iTunes or Apple Music or whatever it's called now, and a bunch of
Apple
other streaming
Music. Yep.
platforms. So you might be able to hear in the next 2 or 3 weeks listen on all of your favorite streaming platforms. Um,
That's right.
because why wouldn't you want to hear our terrible takes and beautiful voices everywhere? Speaking of terrible takes and
Oh
beautiful
yeah.
voices, let's hit a
Jones likes
debate.
football.
I do. I love me some football. Love me some football.
All right.
You want to go on
Yeah.
how this one works there, O'Leary?
All right. So again, the way our debate will work is the first challenge that we need to overcome when even picking a debate topic is we need to pick a topic that Jones and I don't agree on
Which is
right off the
very
get-go.
hard.
It's surprisingly difficult. We're kind of two peas in a pod, but so the way this will work is we have our um our debate topic, which for me, I'm arguing on the side of baseball being the best sport.
And
Jones is
I,
arguing on
the football. Now, not soccer. American. I'm saying American football.
American
For
football.
America.
So we will initially present our case in about a minute or so. We're gonna hit some topics and some highlights that we want to talk about. We'll bounce back and forth, and then it is open season. We're gonna go after each other. We're gonna pick apart our arguments. We're gonna throw out some stats, some facts, and some other things like that. So, without further ado, as they say, uh, Jones, would you like to assault our consciences
With facts and
with
non-statistics because
the with
statistics are
with the
stupid.
with the aforementioned shit take?
Well, it's not a shit take, and I'll tell you why.
Hit it.
Bam, timer started. So, baseball used to be the best sport. It used to be the most viewed sport. Used to be America's sport. Used to be all of that. In the past 15 years, football, NFL, National Football League, has overtaken all sports with viewership, media, culture, significantly. Now, there are arguments to be made on maybe other sports too. We're talking about specifically the United States, so it's American football. It is the largest organization, the most profitable organization of any sports over the NBA, MLB, NHL, MLS, by far. The earnings and the viewership and the cult following behind National Football League in the past 15 years is way higher than anything else. And I'll rest my case there. Ready?
Yep. As soon as I see it pop. All right. Baseball is the best sport. My first argument point is going to be that it is not a sport that is relegated to the continental United States. It is a worldwide sport, not just a country sport. It is beloved and renowned around the world. It has a much more rich history, much more important historical context and impact in the United States. Let's see, what were some of the other ones I wanted to hit? It is a more unique game, even just in the art styles and even just the fields in general. Each field is unique. It is a very skill based game, and it is also more open to a broader variety of people, not just specific body weights specifically. So those are gonna be some of the topics I'm gonna talk about. So
You want to go first?
sure, I'll go first. All right. As far as the history aspect of things, baseball is America's pastime. It has been known by that name for a very long time. Baseball has its own world-renowned theme song, and Jones knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a
Everybody
great
knows what
song.
I'm talking
Not
about.
gonna lie.
Take me out to the ball game. Um, the if you want to compare the history of football and baseball, one of the initial topics that I would like to bring up is name a football player or a baseball player from the 1920s. Jones, can you name football players from the 1920s off the
Bobby
top of your head?
Lane.
What?
Bobby Lane.
Okay. You've got one. I don't even know who that is. Not going to lie.
It's the Detroit Lions quarterback who took them to the championship and won the first and fourth, something like that, championship for football.
Championship, not Super Bowl?
Well, they changed it to Super Bowl like 20 years
Gotcha.
later. Yeah.
All right. But
10
if
years
you
later.
ask a random individual who maybe not sports inclined, if they can name classic baseball players, you've got classic names like Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Ty Cobb, Mickey Mantle, who we referenced earlier. Baseball and American culture, as far as a historical standpoint, is much more ingrained in the culture. Because, like I said, everybody knows who Babe Ruth is, regardless if you even know how to play baseball or know anything about baseball. You know who these people are because it's that much a part of our culture. Movies like The Sandlot, right? Baseball culture. More importantly, though, um, baseball was the first sport in the U.S. to have a black player. The late, great number 42, Jackie Robinson, first black professional sports player. So, baseball would arguably be a more progressive sport than uh, than football. A couple other things I want to draw attention to is the absence of time limits, which causes baseball to be an easier watching and more enjoyable sport because there's not a time limit. It goes until the game ends. Um, the other big thing, and as a baseball player myself, I appreciate this more so than the average Joe, probably, but it's the concept of the game within the game, right? Every pitch that happens to every batter, there is strategy, there is scouting, and there's a game plan involved. Every single pitch for every single at bat. The pitcher and the catcher have to take into account scouting reports, hitting tendencies, base runners and scoring position, and every pitch has a specific intended purpose. And none of that is ever covered. You don't know that that's happening, but it is happening. So it speaks to the complexity and the chess game that happens within the sport, which if you're in the know, it makes it way more entertaining than what I mentioned in my don't get me started about, oh, baseball is boring, they throw it, they hardly ever get hits. If that's all the understanding you have of baseball, then okay, maybe you have a point, sure. But for the people who know what's going on and the chess match that happens, it's not only just between the pitcher and catcher. That's the part that I really appreciated because I grew up being a pitcher, right? But even the fielders. Have you ever seen the ball players? They'll take off their cap and they'll look at something that they got in under their bill, right? They got like a little note card.
Which is,
You
I
ever seen
think,
that, Jones?
illegal now.
No, it's not. It's simply all it is it's a
Oh,
scouting
no,
report of individual players.
the tar and stuff is now.
No, I'm talking about it's a note card that tells you information about the players and the hitters. It's a defensive guide that says this hitter 9 times out of 10 hits the ball to this location, right? When these pitches are thrown, when these base runners are in scoring position, in the whatever scenario we're in, that hitter has certain tendencies, and the defense will shift and adjust accordingly to fit those tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. There's the uniqueness of the game as a whole, in which the defense starts the ball in motion. This is the only sport I can think of where that happens. Um, yeah, the defense
Cricket
and the
probably, but
pitcher.
same sport.
Yes, you're right. Well, no,
Well,
no,
similar
don't tell a cricketer that.
play.
Um, So there's a uniqueness to the game in that respect. Um, the ballparks. Okay, every single ballpark is unique and different. The fences are different, different heights, different distances, different bullpen configurations. I know quite a few people who make it a bucket list item to visit every single ballpark because, like I said, every one of them is unique, which speaks to the uniqueness of the game. I alluded to it earlier in the Don't Get Me Started about the difficulty of every aspect of baseball. So, part of my argument then, Jones, is I would submit if a non athletic person with not a lick of athletic ability played football and then tried to play baseball, which one do you think they'd have slightly more success in doing? I would argue that football as a whole, in general, is easier than baseball, purely from a technical standpoint, which again would lead me to argue that the people who can do this successfully are overall better athletes because they can do things that so few people can do. And I'll save these other arguments for a little bit later.
All right, I'm gonna destroy the overall better athlete portion right off the bat.
Really? You think so?
Oh yeah. Before I do that, Echo had a point in the chat. He said the ability to have fun as a viewer without really knowing the sport cannot be understated. Um, with that, I would say, let me preface it by saying I love baseball. I really do. I've been a baseball fan since I was out of the womb. Baseball, hockey, and football. I'm a Detroit sports fan, so that means we haven't always been that great. So I'm very diehard in all my sports, right? But being able to enjoy a game, they don't have reels on big hits in baseball. They have home runs, which are sick, right? Home run reels are cool.
They got web gems.
Wait, what cool cool plays uh from the infield are awesome and catches and stuff. But there's something visceral about football. Um
And dangerous.
exactly. So there's something about it that piques our human nature. Those hit reels that used to happen, still do happen. But they made the game a little bit more safe now. As I'll get into here in a second with baseball, they've ruined. But
They've ruined?
oh, they ruined baseball. But those hit reels of like Ray Rice, not Ray Rice, Ray
Ray
Lewis
Allen
and
or Ray Lewis. Yeah.
in the Baltimore defense, Troy Polamalu and all those guys, and all these dudes just fucking destroy, almost killing people. There's something about that is so entertaining just a regular person that doesn't even enjoy sports. There's something about that that's so entertaining, and I think it goes back to our just us as human beings intrinsically. That's can't be understated, just like Echo said. Now going into overall better athletes, you're completely wrong with that one, and I'm sorry. If you would have said better reaction time and better hand-eye coordination, I could see that possibility.
More
But
skill.
no, because here's the thing about football. These are the most freak of nature athletes by far in the world. You've got a dude that came out of Georgia last year, Jordan Davis. Let me look up his stats real quick. This man. All right, so Jordan Davis, he was a defensive tackle out of Georgia. He came out of the draft last year. Um, this man was 6'6", 341 pounds. His hands are 10 inches, 10 and a 3/4 inch per hand. He runs a 4.78 40-yard dash. A 4.78 40-yard dash. That man's running so fucking fast for 341 pounds. That's insane. Receivers and stuff running like 4.4s, which is what? It's, 0.3 of a second faster than him. And
Still
he's
pretty nuts.
341 pounds and 6'6". He's an absolute monster of a human being when it comes to athleticism.
So the argument for that athleticism is purely genetics and speed.
No, the argument is
those were the stats you gave me.
Athleticism is all encompassing. He can bench more than everybody probably in the. I guarantee you, he can bench more than everyone in the MLB. He can run faster than 99% of the people in MLB. His hand-eye coordination is probably insane compared to most people in the MLB. His broad jump and his high jump are higher than most people in the MLB, and he's 6'6", 341 pounds. That's not even including some of the greatest athletes to ever play the game in football. Think about the ones that have played dual sport, right? There's been multiple people that have played dual sport and then chose football. Kyler Murray, for example, he was a dual sport athlete, got drafted and decided, nah, I'm good, and he went and played football. What was that safety out of Dallas who played baseball as an outfielder? I can't remember off the top of my head, but he ultimately chose football as well. Going back in the day, there was a few other players, I can't remember on the top of my head, but they played dual sport baseball and football, ultimately choosing football.
Bo Jackson?
Yeah.
He stuck with baseball, though.
I think didn't he play the entire time in both?
Don't forget Mahomie.
Mahomie chose football over baseball. A lot of the quarterbacks and stuff have the same hand-eye coordination and same athleticism, if not more athleticism.
Because they all pick the easier sport.
No, they all pick. So that's another point I was going to get to here in a second. After that, so Patrick Mahomes is not only throwing a ball; he's running away from Jordan Davis, who's 6'6", 341, running a 4.78 40-yard dash, which means he's fast as fuck. He's huge. He's lifting two other 300-pound people and pushing them out of the way with his hands to get to the quarterback, who's throwing a 50 to 60 to 70-yard throw on a dime, could throw that shit in a basket. If you put a basketball hoop 7 yards out and you had a quarterback throw that into, that's how accurate these quarterbacks are nowadays. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I still can't get over the fact that this skill gap is predicated on you being a massive freak of nature. Like,
well, that's not necessarily true.
Unless you're 300 pounds, unless you're 6'2",
that's
what positions are you going to get? What positions in football don't require a specialized physique?
What positions in baseball don't require extreme athleticism too?
What I'm saying though is, as far as baseball is concerned, your physique is irrelevant. Your height, your weight, your bench press is irrelevant.
But that's one of the strengths of the NFL, is these people are just super athletes. Baseball, like I said, I love baseball, but they're not super athletes. These people that we put in a football field without steroids, which is one of the reasons that baseball died, is the end of the steroid era. The other reason is analytics, which I'll get into in a second. But these are like legitimate freak athletes. Like you would think back, like maybe when the start of football or the start of baseball, you would think these people would happen in like a sci-fi movie, that they were born out of a test tube and they were this freakishly strong. Echo says combat sport for the win.
Yeah.
That's the truth. UFC is pretty awesome. But I want to go back to the foundation. You said history of baseball. Well, history of baseball is 44 years longer than the history of football.
Yeah.
Within that history, how many people, like how televised or how many people know about the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Cooperstown? Anybody who knows anything about baseball.
I
would also argue the first baseball national championship didn't get recorded over and lost to time like the first Super Bowl did.
The first one, yeah, because they didn't have that shit back then. In 1876, when baseball
No,
was
but what I'm
founded.
saying is when Super Bowl one aired, it got recorded over. There's no footage of it.
Yeah, that's the beginnings of a game. The nowadays football in general is more um is bigger on culture than baseball is. And that hurts me to say that cuz baseball was the American game. It was
It was the gentleman's game. It was the
until
thinking man's game. It
until
was
football came along. Now, I will say you
till
did bring up a
Meathead
point.
took over.
You did bring up the point of an NFL complexity or MLB complexity. I will say and argue that the NFL has more complexity in it than the MLB does. And I'll say it with this. So, so a quarterback in the NFL, or a middle linebacker, or a safety, or a wide receiver in general, the game has grown so much in the past 40 years uh, that not only does the quarterback receive a play call from the offensive coordinator or head coach, whoever's calling the plays that time,
Be a
they are
radio in there.
then they
Yep.
are then looking at a defense, have to immediately look at a coverage of a defense, verify if that play will work against this defense, and this is within, usually after breaking a huddle, 20 and 25 seconds, right? From receiving a play to looking at a defense in 20 and 25 seconds. Um, they can then switch a play, which their receivers might on that play have a choice route where they can run one of four routes, or one of five, or one of six routes, or wherever the fuck they want based on the coverage of the defense. The defense then has to read all of this, try to go back and look at what the quarterback's going to do. Each player on um, the opposing side does. That doesn't even include the offensive line has their own piece within a play call. The wide receivers have their own piece within a play call. The quarterback has his own piece within a play call. The running back has his own piece within a play call. So on one play call on the offense, you have four separate entities that have their own piece in a play, right? There's 11 people on defense and 11 people on offense. Every single one of those people has to do a specific thing within this play out of their playbook of 100 things that they had to memorize and look at. Um, and then based on the offense or defense, change whether that's from their coach or the leader on the field, the middle linebacker, the safety, or the quarterback. So there's the complexity of the NFL is insane. I hate Aaron Rodgers as an athlete because he's shit on the Lions for so long. But you should go listen to him talk about how complex it is for him prior to him uh, during play calling. They also take a test, which they got rid of this year, which I can't really name off the top of my head, but they take a test for quarterbacks to see how intelligent they are. And then the basis of their intelligence is factored in when people are drafting them. Not just their physical stature and how far they can throw and all of this, their intelligence is a main reason on why some of these dudes get drafted. You said easier watching and more enjoyable time limit. That is completely false. Um, Baseball is by far the longest sport out of any sport. A baseball game can be 2 hours, or it can be 7 hours. There's
Yeah,
no,
that's the best. That's the best part about it. You're
no, it
not
isn't.
constrained, but you're not constrained by a time limit.
That's the that's the worst part for the average user or the average viewer, right? Some people only have X amount of time to do some to sit down and watch a game. Like let's say I get home, um, I just worked a long day, worked my 12-hour day. I get home like cool, I can watch the Tigers game. Like I got 3 hours before bed. 3 hours goes by, they're still in the
You
sixth
know,
inning.
you know the game is gonna last that long, right?
They could still be in the sixth inning in that 3 hours, and you're like, motherfucker, I get to work in 8 hours, so you stay up a little bit longer. Try to go. They're in the seventh inning now. The seventh inning takes 45 minutes for some reason. They go to the eighth inning. Eighth
Take
inning
me
takes
out to
15,
the ball game.
15
Take me
minutes.
out to the crowd.
Um. Oh, and then what ruined baseball? So I do think at a point in time that baseball was the number one sport and the best sport in the United States and maybe the world. Um, Analytics and the end of the steroid era destroyed baseball. And I'll tell you why. So the Oakland A's,
Analytics, huh?
yeah, so the Oakland A's, there's a movie about this too. I can't remember the name of
Moneyball.
Moneyball. Yeah. As a wrestling fan, I can say time limits can add a lot of fun in watching a contest. Exactly, Echo. You are correct. As I would say. So, um, analytics and baseball ruined everything. The Oakland A's did this in the 80s and 90s, I believe. They were the first team to do it. And you know how many World Series the Oakland A's have won since then?
One.
I think it's 0.
Pretty sure they won one.
Okay, maybe they won their first year with the analytics and no one else caught up. But it makes the shift in baseball makes the game so fucking unbearable to watch because you know for a fact that person's going to hit this one direction and they're going to get out. There's no more like awesome plays from infielders are lessened like by a lot because they're put in a position where they know, 76% of the time that this person's going to hit it at this degree and angle based on this pitch. And math ruined baseball. All right. They ruined it so bad that next season, the shift is gone. They took the shift away starting next MLB season. And then last point I want to make.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I am all for them getting rid of the shift because I fucking hate the shift. They also have to cheat all the time to win. What that happens in every sport.
I was gonna say
the NFL is so baseball is it's a two-phase game, right? You got your offensive and defensive
got the
phases.
top of the inning, the bottom of the inning. Yep.
Now the football is a three-phase game. So you have your special teams, which is I didn't know until recently an oddly complex thing. The field position thing is ridiculously complex. We want to get them
why is the kickoff still a thing? Like, just start the ball at the 20-yard line. Like, why do we even need to bother with the kickoff anymore? Because you know it's going to go out the back of the end zone.
Well,
what's the fucking point anymore?
There's an odd chance that people run it back for touchdowns and that gets viewership, which is another point. NFL viewership dwarfs MLB viewership and earnings. It was $19.6 billion for the NFL in 2021, and it was $9 billion in revenue for the MLB in 2021. Couple that with people making way fucking too much money in the MLB for what they do. I think you have a dying sport.
I disagree.
Sadly. You disagree
but it is also still a worldwide sport, whereas American football is just that. It's American. It is not played in any other country.
It was. In Europe they're starting to it's 40 years behind, right? The NFL is 40 years behind the MLB since its foundation. So they're looking at options starting in like 5 years of actual start of European teams being introduced into the NFL. So there should be European teams coming out. There's going to be expansion for 2 teams, I believe. They're looking at UK and Germany for the NFL expansion to Europe.
Which means the Browns will no longer be the worst team in the league anymore.
It's still Lions.
Where the Lions won't be the worst team in the league anymore. We got 2 European little brothers y'all can beat up on.
Maybe. But no, American football is expanding across the world because of how huge it's become in the past 15 years. All right, let's say people who don't even like football watch the Super Bowl for the halftime show. That's another point. It's an entertainment superstar among sports. I mean, World Series is a great thing, and I love the World Series, but the viewership of the World Series is not even close to the viewership of the NFL. Let me look at this. There's a stat. Here we go. NFL games ranked 48 of the top 50 shows on TV in the 2021 regular season. So in 1 year, there's 48 football games out of that ranked in the top 50 for the year. viewership wise than uh in the top 50 shows in the United States for viewership.
Because of halftime shows.
No, that's because of play. That's a regular season game. That's not including the Super Bowl or the playoffs. 48 out of 50 shows of a yearly viewership, the NFL took 48 of those out of 50.
Well,
they averaged 17.1 million viewers.
This seemed to be a very one-sided debate, not because I think you're right, but because I think you were better prepared. So I'm not going to concede my point. I'm going to concede preparation.
What do you think over there, chat / Echo? What's your opinion on the matter?
Well, while we're leaving Echo time to chat, let's move on to what do we got next? Oh yeah, the Giggle Fest. The Giggle Fest.
I will say, having said all of that on the debate, right? I love baseball.
Oh damn! I forgot to mention that the All-Star baseball game makes the All-Star football game look like Pee Wee high school football.
It does, 100%. It does.
The All-Star football game is a fucking joke.
It is,
because nobody wants to get injured, right? The two teams that are playing in the Super Bowl aren't even represented.
They're the best players.
They don't want to get injured.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Pro Bowl aren't even the best players. Whereas the baseball All-Star game, that is a legitimate thing. Like, you can tell that those guys are actually trying. Anyway.
But yeah, I love baseball. I really do. There's nothing like going to a baseball game. In live, I haven't been to a football game yet, but from talking to my parents and other people that have been to live football games, the amount of commercial breaks that they have makes it unbearable to watch live compared to a baseball game where you have like
baseball games, that's
Cracker Jacks and ballpark hot dogs, and I went to a Dodgers Tigers game like 3 months ago.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that.
And I got a Dodger dog, which is a historic thing. I have to sit in Dodger Stadium and watch them play. Like, there's a lot. I love baseball, but football is just bigger now. I don't particularly like either sport, but I think football is way bigger as a sport.
Does make it better.
And a modern cultural institution. I think the superior sport is likely UFC or combat sport in general. That's a good take, honestly. Echo.
Those guys are athletes.
I love
fighters. Fighters are on a different playing field.
Yeah, I still think if you're talking about freak athletes, I think football players have it. They're the biggest, strongest, fastest people in the world. And that's what an athlete is. It's the biggest, strongest, fastest, most intelligent people. They just happen to play.
Shoot, we didn't talk about special operators being some of the best athletes in the world.
They are the best athletes in the world. They're triathletes.
Can you imagine a football player trying to do what he's doing, carrying 60 pounds of gear,
running a 5-minute mile,
hoofing it up a mountain?
I gotta talk to you.
Bad guys in the face.
Remember that classmate I talked to you about?
Seal?
Yeah. So he told me some shit I gotta talk to you about after this. It's not like super class. It's not like class or anything, but I don't want to air his
fair enough
stuff on the podcast.
Fair enough.
But yeah, let's go on to.
Let's talk about. All right, so what are our stakes this time?
What are our stakes? What do you think, Echo? So we've done. So I was supposed to do kimchi today.
I did the one chip challenge. Jones lost last week, and he was supposed to eat some Korean kimchi. Now I dropped the ball on that. I was supposed to buy some and send it to him, but then we realized a little bit too late that it would be easier for Jones to just go to his local store and pick up some kimchi. So we will be airing that, Jones eating some kimchi. That's going to be a separate video that we're going to air Monday. Is that what we decided?
Yeah, I'll go to the store Monday and get it, and then we'll see what time you want to do that Monday. And we'll try to air it. We'll record it Monday for sure.
But that also might be a straight to YouTube deal. We might not stream that.
More than likely.
More than likely, it'll be a straight to YouTube video. But yeah.
Yeah, what do you think in
Nice.
the chat there,
Steaks
Echo?
this time around.
Or do you want to put something? You want to go away from food this time and do like a wall art or something?
Yeah, I got a big old blank canvas behind me.
Yeah, and I got some room behind me too. We can toss some stuff on back there.
Okay, well, I mean, what are we talking about? Like a big titty anime girl? Got to stay back there for the entirety of the next podcast. I mean, I'm sure
That
that's
would be
a little too NS. That's probably a little too
hilarious.
NSFW for what we're trying to do here.
I would say something. Let's do something we can put um behind us that can stay there for the entirety. So not something ridiculously embarrassing, but something
Oh,
funny.
like for the entirety of the podcast moving forward?
Yeah, that way
Like,
we can do one this week, and then maybe in a couple months we do another one, and then we keep swapping back. Like we keep having more and more stuff go behind us. Um,
okay, can so this AI drawing technology.
oh, Echo said Waller is easy to ignore.
True.
What are you thinking then, Echo? That wallet. What are you saying about
Hmm.
the AI though?
I was wondering, can you upload a picture and have them create something based on that picture? Like if
Yes.
we if you upload a picture of yourself, can they turn it into a really weird caricature?
Oh, probably. I don't know. So I need to check out my the AI art generator that I have and see if it's possible. I don't know if I can upload something and have it work, or maybe we can commission an artist. The cool thing is, Echo's an artist, Droid's an
Echo is an
artist,
artist.
Kurt's an artist. We do have a plethora of
True,
artists
true.
that
But I am
we can
Lapore.
commission. Yeah, me too.
I am El Poor.
Me too.
So unless Echo is working off of pennies on the dollar, which if he's worth his salt, he should not.
He should not. Um, we
The
I
Joker said it best. The Joker said it best. If you're good at something, never do it for free.
that is the truth. Um, he said that's an interesting idea with the AI. We could do an AI art thing and get like a display, our stuff put on a display and send it to each other.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah, it does sound
What if it
expensive.
was something that we could simply just print out, like go to Office Depot and print out a 10 by 12 of
Like a poster.
yeah. And then the prompt could be Jones gets stomped by a cow or something like that.
We could figure something out, like something somewhat embarrassing, and you can take it down eventually, or keep it up. I
We should
think.
have thought of that ahead of time, shouldn't we?
Well, we do have until occasionally I do free homie commission. He says we don't accept your home free here. There would be a little bit of incentive in there, Echo.
For sure, for
Um,
sure. Maybe shout out, artist shout out on the channel. I know that's a cheesy and
I could,
cliche trope.
we could toss a
Oh,
little bit.
we'll give you the exposure.
We could
God, I
toss
hate people that do that.
a little bit of cash in there too. I'm sure we can figure that out.
We could probably do something.
So some art
Well,
maybe, somewhat.
well, I tell you what. I tell you what. Let's brainstorm this over the weekend,
Mhm.
and
And
then we'll do the reveal when you do the kimchi challenge.
okay,
We'll
and then
reveal what the consequences will
what
be
we'll do
for this
too
week.
is in the YouTube. Make sure to comment down there if you have an idea. In
Yeah, for sure.
Spotify, make sure if you're on Spotify, go over to YouTube and comment, or email us at
Yep.
DoubleFeed Podcast, all one word,
No
um,
caps, no spaces, no underscores, no dashes, no squigglies.
at gmail.com. You
Yep.
can email us there your ideas, or you can DM us on Twitch. I'll be checking that. Do it by
Yep.
12 p.m. or 1200 for you military folk like us. On Monday, the what's that? October 24th, and then we can announce which one will win. And we'll do some art or something. Give a topic, give an idea, give something like that. And we'll announce it in our video that will go out Monday of me eating the kimchi.
Yeah.
If there's nothing, we'll think of something, and then we'll have that sent hopefully for the next podcast. But it'll probably be, if it's something like that, it might be the podcast
Might take some time.
after.
Yeah. Also, YouTube comments and or emailing is a great way to send us video submissions for You Laugh You Lose. It would be awesome if we can get some that neither of us know what's going on.
Yes.
Debate topics. If you have a topic you want us to debate, send us those. You can send us "Don't get me started" topics.
Mhm. Our
We're
wordplay
looking.
game, if you have
Yeah,
a topic, or another game. So we do the word association, but if you have something that you believe is pretty funny, because we like to keep it lighthearted here. I
sure,
will say
for sure.
non-political. We both have political views that are very similar, but we don't want to make this a political
Yeah,
podcast.
we'll leave that
So
to the professionals.
yeah, or
But
well,
yeah, we're
that's
looking
loose.
for as much user input as we can get, and as we grow the fan base and the listener base, hopefully we get
Yes.
more submissions going forward. It'll keep our reactions as genuine as possible. Because for the You Laugh You Lose challenge, the way we're doing it tonight is Jones and I have submitted our own videos, which we think are hilarious, which might generate a laugh or two from ourselves, but we're trying to make the other person laugh. If
Mhm.
we can get videos that neither of us know of and have the a better possibility of both of us just losing our shit, like with
Just
that damn truck video.
stay away from the Gen Z humor. We
Stay
don't.
away from the Gen Z humor.
We're not gonna laugh at. I'm sorry. Loud noises that people think are funny, they're just not funny. I'm sorry.
And the new trend of perfectly cut screams ruins it.
Yep.
Let us experience the video in its entirety. All
In
right.
saying that, this is at 5:08. So, you said 511's the first one, right? Yes, you said
Uh
511.
yes. All right. Make sure you bring it up on the other
Ooh,
screen so I
ooh,
can watch it.
ooh, ooh. Hey, 511. For you listeners on Spotify, you'll be able to hear it, but obviously not see it. Um, what I'm probably gonna do from now on Spotify, I'm just gonna plug this now. Um, I'm gonna cut it prior to the You Laugh You Lose, put in our outro. And then if you would like to see the videos and the reactions and all of that, go on to our YouTube or stop by on Twitch and see what we're laughing at, because it's not fair to you guys that we're laughing and listening to videos that you can't see and hear. So it'll stop after the debate this and some outros. So I will say, make sure you follow Spotify, share it to people, go follow the YouTube, go follow the Twitch. Um, Share it to your friends, share it to your coworkers, share it to everyone you know, so that we can grow this community and
Shout it from the mountaintops.
get more people in here. All right. After saying that, let me share this screen to good old O'Leary real quick.
Yes, please.
You see it?
I can see it. Let's test it, see if I can hear it.
All right. Ready? Got it?
I'm hungry as shit, yo. The fuck
You ever
is
done that
this?
with Bubba?
I got the wrong sandwich. I don't want that shit.
So I got this new leash for Sam, and it
Yeah,
goes all the way to the
that.
top.
Oh no, keep watching, keep watching, keep watching. This rolls right into the next. That rolls right into the next one.
I'm hungry as shit, yo. The fuck is this? I got the wrong sandwich. I don't want that shit.
So
Oh,
I
hold
got
on. Where's
this
our?
new
Oh, you
leash
got our.
for
You got
Sam,
I got him up.
and it goes all the way to the top of the stairs, and it like retracts itself. So if you release the button, Sam.
Nope. He gave him the
No?
Gaddafi.
Really?
He gave him the Gaddafi.
All right, keep watching. I'm pretty sure the next video rolls right in.
Oh, we're gonna go into mine now. We're gonna go two of mine
okay.
now because we're gonna remember one
You're
on
right.
one.
You're right.
We're gonna start pretty soft.
That's what she said. That's what he said.
Have you ever been beaten by a wet spaghetti noodle by your girlfriend because she has a twin sister and you got confused and fucked her dad? Well, that's how it feels to drive a Ford F-250.
What the? That was just weird.
Have you ever been beaten by a wet spaghetti noodle by your girlfriend because she has a twin sister and you got confused and fucked her dad? Well, that's how it feels to drive a Ford F-250.
That's how it feels to drive Ford F-150. I love
Oh,
those
an
Ford
F250.
Oh, Ford
F250.
F-250.
He said.
I
drive a Ford F-150.
I love those Ford ones. Have you ever? Those are awesome.
Uh huh.
All
Yeah.
right.
Oh no, I've seen this one. Yeah. I mean, he's probably already had kids. So
Ooh, that's a good
he's
one.
good.
1127.
Wait, no. Keep watching this one. I'm pretty sure there's another one that I didn't list that's
Nope.
right after this video.
We're going after
Oh,
listing.
come on.
We're going after listing.
Wow.
Sweetheart.
Definitely didn't see that coming, did you?
Watch this.
Is that a steak?
Watch this.
Oh, Biden.
Watch this.
I've thrown
Honestly-
over them mountains.
I see Biden show up anywhere on my newsfeed and I instantly get pissed off.
Yeah, me too. Except for that.
All right.
1853.
1853. Or right in front of it, yeah.
Oh, it's blue. It's blue.
Oh, this one's great.
Blue?
It's a gender reveal.
What? It's chocolate.
You didn't miss a beat.
What? It's chocolate.
Cheeks hurt. Oh, that's great. Did you mute your mic?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh, that
Okay.
was so hard.
That's what she said.
Oh.
We're having a black baby! Oh, man.
Playing a game of whack fuck here.
Whack. Oh!
Playing a game of whack fuck here.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
What? Fuck.
Playing a game.
Women, right? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Kidding.
Is he though?
Am I, though?
Am I though?
Had 3 beautiful girlfriends, but didn't know which one to marry. As a test, he decided to give each woman $5,000 to see how they would spend it. The first girlfriend went out and got herself a complete makeover. She told him,
I spent the money so I could look pretty for you because I love you so much.
The second went shopping and bought the man new golf clubs, a new phone, and a new computer. She
Hey,
said,
that'd do it for
I
me.
bought these gifts for you because I love you so much.
The third woman took the $5,000 and invested it, doubled her investment, returned $5,000 to the man, and reinvested the rest. She said,
I am investing the rest of the money for our future because I love you so much.
the man thought long and hard about how each of his girlfriends had spent the money. Then he decided to marry the one with the biggest tits.
Men, am I right?
The big tits. Los chichis grandes. That one almost got me. That's my own video, too.
I love this video.
Ah, she nailed that. She nailed that. That's definitely a laugh, Jones.
No, it's not.
Come on
There's
now.
zero audible sound. I love it. It's so adorable.
Wow, she's getting it.
Oh, I love it.
Good for her.
I don't know how to start these back from the beginning. Do you know how?
Look, it looks like you're starting from the. It looks like you're starting from the beginning. Yep.
Oh, I showed you this one. This one you were talking about?
You showed me this one.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen it.
I really want to see if that actually works. Alright, try the one that I uploaded from my camera roll.
That one next.
Alright. He's legitimately freaking out. watching it over again. We've all been there, my dude.
Please don't cut my pecker off.
Can you send me that?
Damn it! I cut myself.
That's so funny.
Please don't cut my
Oh.
pecker off.
Oh, I'm crying right now. Oh,
I want a mixture.
yes.
When
John, you got your from your own video.
when I'm a dad, my mixture is gonna be, I want a daughter like the one before, where she's like, and then I want the son's like, please don't cut my pecker off.
Oh, that was a combination of hilarious and adorable all at the same time.
Shit.
We've all been there, guys. We have
fuck,
all
that
been
was
there, straddling
funny.
a fence. One leg slips out. Take it right in the old gooch.
Oh. All right, one sec. I'm gonna add this source to a. I'm so surprised you didn't laugh at that. That's.
I was so close. I started crying. Like I had to wipe tears out of my eyes. The only way I managed to hold that in was because I was chewing on a milk dud, and the urge to not choke essentially overtook my want to do a spit take and laugh my ass off at that. Oh wow.
Huh. I don't know if I can play that one. Here, we'll just do this.
Yeah,
Not that.
just capture if you capture
I'm just
Discord
gonna do screen
and then-
capture. Oh, yeah, I'll just do a screen capture. Which is where?
I think it's okay. Yeah, here we go.
Can you hear it?
I won't know until you play it. No, I didn't hear that. Did you hear that?
She's got these jeans, bitch.
It was all right.
That
It was-
rip sound though.
All right. All right.
That was funny. Come on.
Here you go.
Just got these
Now
new
this.
jeans. Oh. What? Oh my gosh.
Now this.
That's disgusting.
Can't do that, bitch. That ain't no vert. That's not vert. Can't do that, bitch. That ain't no vert. That's not vert. Can't do that, bitch.
They killed the man.
He did.
He did. Oh man.
Oh, Black Betty, bam, damn. Oh, Black Betty, bam, damn. The Black Betty.
Why?
Bam, damn. The damn thing gone wild. Bam, damn. Oh, Black
Dad bods.
Love it. It
That's a
just-
beer belly.
I can't do it. My tummy hurt.
Watch the girl on the left.
I can't do it. My tummy hurt.
What?
She just chugged Sprite.
That woman got a demon in her.
Not anymore.
Exercise that woman.
Seriously. Oh shoot.
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la.
Oh my word. No, not this
My
one.
ding dong. Oh,
It's a
you
great
touch
song.
my tra-la-la. My ding ding dong.
I wish we could hear the rest of the song.
Oh, damn. I thought I got you on that one.
Monster. Guess who's behind the blanket? It's the silly monster. Guess who's behind the blanket? It's the silly monster.
Do it. Do it.
Guess who's behind the blanket? It's the silly monster.
Damn it.
Woo!
All right.
My own videos are getting me harder than yours are.
Till now.
Get it! Wow. Oh, the shifting the weight back and forth almost got me. Such a good song.
Oh, last one.
Oh, I'm crying again. Oh. Woo.
Country boys make do, he says. Ready?
Oh, man.
Put in a position to defend yourself, what would come out? Would it be the jiu-jitsu training or would it be the jersey?
The gun, bitch. I'm 53. I got time to hand-to-hand wrestle.
I love Joey Diaz so much.
Yourself, what would come out? Would it be the jiu-jitsu training or would it be the jersey?
The gun, bitch. I'm 53. I got time
I love his laugh.
wrestle.
If you were put in a position...
I love his laugh too. Well,
Oh, that's great.
After
Well,
10.
Just go ahead and watch the last two I got up there.
All right.
I'm pretty sure you showed me this one.
Possibly. I think so, or I've watched it before.
Oh. Why would you start that? Oh, and you said this was going to be the last one we watched. This was going to be the closer because it's a 5-minute
This is the closer.
clip.
Before we do that, so I don't pee myself, I'm going to use the restroom. So,
Oh,
boys in.
man. Oh, that was so funny. Yeah, no, the little boy and the don't cut off my pecker. That almost got me. Oh. And of course, exploding Elmo. You kind of see it coming, but you don't see it coming. That was good. Yeah. Man, we had some good ones. I think the one hang up, though, is that one of us already knows what the video is. So if we can get legitimate cold reactions, I think it would be different. And that was evident in the very first one that we ever did, where we just pulled up a YouTube Try Not to Laugh channel or a Try Not to Laugh video. And a couple of them, it just caught us off guard. Like, for example, Jones, do you remember Washing Machine Mario?
Oh, yeah.
It was, now that we've seen it once, though,
Oh,
we would
fucking
probably
A.
never laugh again. But
I'd laugh every time. Oh.
yeah, so if we can get more fan submissions, I think it would make this, we would probably be laughing a lot more because we are still set at 0 to 1.
Yeah.
So either we're getting a hell of a lot better at
I think we need to change the rules up next time.
what?
next week.
How so?
So we've been smiling and all of that. I think we need to make it harder for ourselves.
Yeah, we probably
smile.
do. Or at least no showing up the teeth.
Yeah. No showing of the teeth. No, like, because I've been a couple times like if you're visually shown laughing, like trying not to laugh, I think that's probably
Yeah,
which
we
we've
might
both
have
done
to.
many times. Like we laugh at that dangerous because sometimes you get pulled into a false sense of security. You do.
That is true. But what we found out the first time, though, was that the bulk of the videos we were watching were just stupid and unfunny.
That's true.
And then it seemed
one
like
would pop up. That was fucking hilarious. And then we go back to a bunch of shit, and then one would pop up, and it'd be hilarious.
and then it's not entertaining for you guys as the viewer.
No, because we
So
just
we
sit
want
here
to
and go,
have
"What the
funny
fuck is wrong with people?"
videos consistently. All right, here we go, Jones. You'll appreciate
At least
this.
us. Let's do. Give me a second. I'm gonna do some stuff.
So for context, Graham Norton is a British talk show host, and he does a combination of, he talks to the actors and actresses about what they're doing, but then he also has segments within his show, and his show is very much comedy oriented. So this is one of his segments.
All right, let's send it.
Full send.
Complicated thing of naming horses, because people do name horses such weird things, and the people try to smuggle quite rude names in.
Yeah.
Now, Big Tits, was Big Tits allowed here?
Big Tits was allowed in France, but not here. So
Is that because they didn't know what Big Tits were?
Possibly, yes. That was a real name. That was a real name.
Scoundrels.
But then things that...
Big tits.
Yeah, exactly.
Outside big tits. Because in Wyoming, the Grand Tetons, the French trappers, that's what it's called, big tits. Grand Teton means big tits. And that's
No
what the mountains
way.
are. Grand Tetons are the
Big Tits.
The Grand Tetons are the Big Tits
your
Mountains.
Well, in the dramatisation, yes.
I'm your brainy.
Oh, right, a big spice to say.
Claire wasn't even considering that. Yeah. Well, she can't mean that show where I'm looking for intelligent people.
Yes, you can, Minnie. Yes. Ignore him.
Oh, you can do a celebrity special. Do a celebrity special for Christmas.
A celebrity pity special.
Well done.
Well done.
I hope there's a question about the French for big tits.
Which is grand tits, essentially. Well, we got the British Horse Racing Authority, bless them. They issued a list a couple of years ago of all the names that have been refused because people tried to smuggle these names through. But, oh no, that authority, they saw through them. They saw what people are trying to do. So, Minnie, if you want to read about your beautiful voice...
I will.
OK, so here's the first one. Here's the first one. So, read that one out.
Ben Timova.
What's wrong with that? Just Ben. Fine. Tim over. Here's another one.
Tim over. Yeah.
Kneel and blow me.
This will be available as a podcast. Minnie Driver just going, kneel and blow me.
Kneel and blow me.
Here's another one.
Oil beef hooked.
There's a nice Irishness to that, isn't it?
Yeah. Oil beef hooked.
I think if we write them up like this, we can get away with this. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Here's another one.
Anita Handjob.
That looks like a proper name, doesn't it? She one of the hand jobs from Delhi. She one of the Delhi hand jobs.
Wouldn't that have been amazing if the Queen Mum had accidentally bought that horse?
Handjob?
How's Anita Handjob doing?
This can't be real, this next one.
No, they are all real.
Willie Fisterbottom.
Willie?
How did they see through
Willie.
that one?
Willie Fisterbottom.
Here we go, another one.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And finally...
Hoof-hearted.
That's my favorite
thing
one.
is, Hoof-hearted did get through. Apparently, there was a horse called Hoof-hearted. And there's some footage of this horse with the commentary of the horse Hoof-hearted. Here it is.
Wow.
Scream outside. Colorado co-ed. Toast a dozen on the inside. Questions jet. Who farted? Who farted on the outside? It's close. Who farted in the winner's
I don't know if that's real. I don't know if that's real.
Well, another day, another victory for O'Leary.
Since you had an extra few.
And in terms of parenting...
hey, in all fairness, those extra few weren't the ones that made you laugh.
I would like to submit one to the council for approval. As a last-ditch hope.
Last-ditch effort to run a tiebreaker, in which case we watch the truck.
In case you watch the truck. as a tiebreaker. I just have to find it real quick.
Well, Echo, did any of those get you? If so, which ones? Because we had some good ones. Exploding Elmo kind of snuck his way in there. Who's under the blanket? It's Elmo.
It's Elmo.
Don't cut off my pecker. Oh man, that was funny.
A second.
Figure your shit out, man. Gosh. Oh, none? Echo's just a stone cold killer? Okay. Which one got you the closest? Fair enough.
I got one. Ready?
Yep.
Just let me out and let me shit. Or forget about this. Let me shit my pants. Just let me out and let me shit. Or forget about this. Let me shit my pants.
Hey, at least they came to terms with it.
Out and let me shit.
If I had said that, as a kid,
Ah.
that was close.
That's all I got.
Oh, I know what that video is based on. The chick banging her hip into the bed frame.
Oh. Just let me out and let me shit.
Never mind, just let me shit
Never
my
mind,
pants.
just let me shit my pants. I've lost again.
All right, we'll have to come up with a clever punishment for that. Do you still have saved? So you don't have saved any from the first time, or did they go away after a while? 'Cause what happened to all the ones you showed last time?
Oh, they're here. I have them all. Yeah. You want to go over them?
Let's watch the truck again.
Okay. And the dog?
The dog?
Remember the dog?
No.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes,
What
you
dog?
do.
Is it the dog farts and the cat pukes?
No, that is my favorite video of all time, though.
See, I thought the guy blowing on the dog's nose would get you. You've never tried that with Bubba?
No. No, I haven't. All right. I got two for you, then. We'll end with the truck. This one.
Can you tell me what you want?
Oh, yeah.
Bitch. Oh, excuse me? No. What do you say? Bitch. No. No. I'm not gonna give you a treat if you call me that. What do you say?
Please. 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 Bitch, please.
Love that dog so much.
Can you tell me what you want?
Treat.
Why would they even have a bitch button?
I don't know.
Like, it's
but
so funny.
It's genius.
Can you send me that? That one and the truck.
I got another one for you. I gotta figure out how to send it to you. I don't know how to send it off of TikTok.
Oh.
Here we go.
Why don't monsters eat ghosts?
I don't know why.
They taste like sheep.
Dad.
What the heck was that?
Why
That
don't
honestly,
monsters
okay.
eat
The
ghosts?
skeleton ruined the joke.
They taste like
sheep. Here, we'll just
I was about to laugh,
To
and
the
then
skeleton?
the Gen Z stupid dead skeleton
I
thing
think she's
ruined it for
Gen
me.
fucking YW213. I don't know what.
Whatever it was, the skeleton ruined it for me.
Let's watch it up until then.
The ghost is hilarious though.
Why don't monsters eat ghosts?
I don't know why.
They taste like sheep.
They taste like sheet.
That's
I love it.
adorable.
It's adorable.
I'm gonna use that in the future.
All right. His eyes at the
Greatest
end.
video ever. Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much.
Oh.
That's all I
Yeah,
got.
I need you to send me that.
That's all I
with
got in my
the
arsenal.
dog. Oh, so funny.
In this one?
Yeah, send me that one too. If you can figure it out.
Please don't cut
It's
my
his
pecker off.
accent. It's his accent. The southern accent where he doesn't quite pronounce the R. It's so cute.
Please don't cut my pecker off. I love it. That's great.
Oh man, that's great.
I have
All
lost
right,
again.
well, that's all.
Somehow.
That is what we got for the
I lost in my own
podcast
video.
tonight. I figured. Yeah, which one did you lose to again? Which one was it?
Please don't cut my pecker off.
That's the one that got you?
Yeah, it did. It's adorable and
Alrighty.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was. It was. All right. Well, for those of you who joined us, thank you so much. For those of you who are going to watch us later on YouTube, we appreciate it. Drop some comments. Let us know which videos you thought were hilarious. Comment who you think won the debate. Actually, no, I take that back. Don't comment who you think won in the debate.
No. Comment who you think won the debate and toss your own opinions in the comments, and we'll roast them.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Because if any of y'all say soccer is the best sport in the world, you're smoking something. It's the most popular sport in the world. That does not make it the best.
Yep.
Anyway. All right. Cue the outro music if you haven't done so already. Yeah. Catch you guys next time.
Catch you guys later. Bye.